What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm GKB, the governor, and your host of the sexiest and best damn podcast Tuesday nights, The Console Corner. Tonight is another really great show we have lined up for you, and don't forget, you'll be able to call in throughout the show and give us your comments and questions. But first, on last week's show, we talked about Destiny 2 and Microsoft's E3 conference getting moved. Make sure you go to check it out if you haven't already. On this week's show, we'll be talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. Shadow of War has been confirmed, and Halo is getting split screen again. I can't wait to see what our panel thinks about these topics tonight. Please, everyone, make sure you're subscribed and following this great panel so you can stay up to date with whatever we're doing. If you could also hit that like button, we'd really appreciate it. But first, let's go ahead and introduce our great panel of epic gamers for this week's show. First up, we have Lady Fox Fire.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us. I just came back from an awesome Xbox party because everybody's celebrating all the great news. I'm kidding. But besides that, damn, dude, that new setup looks nice. Looking good.
That's okay. We'll see how everybody likes it.
Well, digging that South Park poster.
Oh, yeah.
I got that special.
Yeah, we can't talk about this.
It was an exclusive.
We're not actually supposed to have this poster, but we got it anyway. So next up we have Mr. Magic Mike. He's going to be dancing on poles all night long.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Get those singles ready and start making it rain because I'm going to be dancing.
Yeah. What's up? Next up we got Newf. Nukem, how's it going, dude?
Well, I guess I'm on the console corner, so that's always a good start to the freaking week. I don't even want to get into my personal life because let me tell you, 2017's turned out to be a really shitty friggin' year, and I'll tell you about that a little bit later on. But good to be on the console corner. Lots of great topics tonight. Can't wait to jump into some of those last-minute subjects like the new Microsoft announcement, and can't wait to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic and more. Yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do it. First up, we got to go ahead and let the First Lady of Xbox, Miss SheWulf, do her intro.
Thank you. We're going to almost forget that.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, you
Never.
Could hear it. You were like,
Not
oh,
ever.
Yeah,
so,
you
and then
were.
you
I
got-
like my life, and I like to continue living,
No,
so I'm
trust
not going to
me,
forget it.
You were going to forget.
That sofa's pretty comfy, right, GKB?
Yeah,
We can
for
hear
sure.
it. All right. Well, other than that, we're here to talk games. We're here to talk gaming, and we're going to have fun doing it. So.
Yeah. Everyone in the chat and on Twitter, don't forget you can also call in at certain points throughout the show to give us your comments or questions.
Yeah, not in the intro. Thank you.
Oh, man, these guys are killing me tonight.
Of course.
So first thing we're going to go ahead and do before we get into what we played this week is the clip of the week. And it's Mr. I can't pronounce this at all, but so I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, there's no sound.
It's Mr.
guys.
K-Manian, I think is how you pronounce it. I just didn't want to butcher it.
Yeah, well, we're sorry there's no sound to it, though, because there was a little bit of inappropriate wording used, so we couldn't put the audio.
But it was an awesome
the video
clip.
was awesome, though.
Some trash talk going on.
Oh, yeah, lots of trash talking.
Yeah.
And he was streaming at the same time, so we thought it was really cool. So we wanted to go ahead and play it.
It's
Give me a
interesting to
shout out.
actually get to see the gamer playing the clip that we get, so
Cool.
makes it
Very
fun.
nice.
Good
Hell
stuff.
yeah, that dude's awesome.
Yeah. Congratulations, Mr. K-Manian, if that's correct. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I apologize. Thanks, everybody, for liking the new look. Really appreciate it. Everybody's giving us love in there. So thank you very much. Let's go ahead and go on to what we've played this week.
Really?
Yeah. Who wants to start? Let's go ahead and go with Newf. What you been playing, dude?
What have I played this week? Goddamn, a whole lot of everything. Forza Horizon 3, a little bit of Gears, some Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare. The list kind of goes on, and today, obviously, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Awesome, man. What about you, Mike? What you been playing?
Well, I also played some Forza Horizon 3. We finished up some community game night after you all left with Forza Horizon 3 later on, so that was a bunch of fun. It was actually my first online outing in the game, so I really enjoyed that.
Awesome.
And let's see, I've been playing some more Witcher 3 because that game is like sucking me back in. And Mass Effect 2 started that game back over. Going to play through Mass Effect 2 and 3 before Andromeda comes out just to get all my game saves up in the cloud because I don't know, maybe Andromeda might be able to pull a save off of there and have it influence the game, I'm hoping.
That would probably be a thing for sure.
Oh, and shout out to Daz, because in the future I'm going to be playing some Mad Max since I won the drawing that they were having for it.
A
So
giveaway.
Ooh,
Nice.
I just found that out. I was like, wow, oh my god, I'm shocked. I've never won a random drawing like that.
What's funny about that game is I think majority of people who own it played it for probably about maybe an hour or so and haven't touched it since.
Ooh,
good
lots of
game.
rare achievements.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not saying
You
it's
made
a
it sound
bad-
so sad, though.
No,
I'm
but
like,
it's
aw.
not a bad game. The problem is there were so many other games that came out around it that were
Yeah, you're
just a little more to push for.
I still have
them,
to finish
so.
it too. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Fox? What you been playing?
Oh, wow. Believe it or not, I haven't been playing that much this week.
Oh my gosh.
I did play a couple of games here and there, like Halo. I wanted to get back into that, so I played 1 or 2 matches of that. I played a little bit of Overwatch with Lady Infamous, so shout out to her. Also, like Remix and Tim were in there as well. I played some Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U when I went to visit my friends.
Oh, yeah.
Around that time, I couldn't make game time. Sorry, guys. I was playing Smash Bros.
So she couldn't play Xbox because she was playing the Wii U.
Yeah, I was at somebody else's house. Oh man, sadly enough, they didn't have an Xbox. I almost cried. But anyway, besides that, I tried Project Cars. That was weird. All right, that's the end of that. Now you guys go.
Nice. What about you, Chiwo? What you been playing?
Okay, so actually we have a little bit of a lineup of games we've
Yeah,
been
we do.
playing lately. So played this amazing game, of course, and now I'm even more thrilled because playing Zombie Vikings and just found out that they have another 2 games coming out. Flipping Death. If you guys haven't gone and looked at this game, you have to. It is going to be
It's gonna be another hilarious
hilarious.
game.
And Fee, so those are 2 other games of theirs, and I got to actually try that game, and I love that game from E3. So getting to
Ooh.
test it, just
Yep.
like, oh my god.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. And then of course we had an amazing time actually streaming with Jill from Xbox ID playing Riptide, which that was amazing to play with all the gamers as well. Also played Shift Happens with just me and GKB. We were kind of running back and forth, and I kept throwing him up into the spikes and killing him. So kind of stopped playing that one after a little while.
That's like SheWulf, stop it.
He did. He's like, you have to throw me this time, and yeah, it didn't work that way. And then we were also playing We Are Dwarves. I've played
Tons of stuff.
yeah, like there's so much that
Damn,
we've
she
played
lost
on the
track
list.
already.
Yeah,
We've been like trying a lot of these new indies, and people really need to stop and take a look at some of these indies because they are actually outstanding for the quality that they are and what you get in them.
Yep, I agree. So let's
Awesome.
see. What have I been playing? I played all those games.
Just take the list that I gave. and
I was playing before the show that Ghostblade HD. That's a really fun top-down shooter kind of thing. Played Horizon Zero Dawn a lot last night, and today I was streaming that. That was a great time. Thanks everybody who was hanging out and chatting and all that kind of stuff. It was a good time. That's really, but I won't touch on all the same games that you already touched on. But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Non-stop.
Yep.
Gaming.
Gaming. All right, let's go ahead and get into the first topic tonight. We're going to start off with a couple of just real quick ones so we can let people get into the chat and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to start with DICE 2017. Marvel stated again, reiterating that they're going to be original stories and the games will not be held to canon whatsoever. They're pretty much saying, hey, devs, here's all of our cool characters and stuff like that. Go have a great time, make some awesome games, do whatever kind of stories make you happy. I think that's really awesome. What do you guys think?
I actually was reading the articles about this, and the fact that they're allowing devs to kind of take the stories where they want is actually really amazing because these characters have so much variety to them and so much backstory that, could have been created but never was created.
Depending on the character, yeah.
And, just the fact that there are so many stories out there to take those and, look at Batman, for instance, that the Telltales did. They completely changed the dynamic of Batman that we haven't seen before. And to actually get to see these other beloved characters like Spider-Man and all of them actually do something completely, utterly different than what their normal story is, it's like a whole new generation of Marvel and DC and everything else characters to us.
Hell yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with even other characters that we haven't seen before. Because I remember you mentioning other like Marvel groups or like Avengers and stuff like that. They could do stuff with that. Obviously, they don't have to be linked to the movies, but they could still be impactful. Still like bring out new characters that we haven't heard of, and like even Moon Knight. Like I know a lot of people that love that character, but we never get to see him out in the field. So hopefully they could do something even with characters we don't know. So I'm looking forward to it.
I agree. I also think like, if the games do well and the stories do well, I also think like, Marvel might take some of those stories and actually make books or maybe some offshoot series as well. Because like game devs and the writers for like games and stuff are really talented people. And it'd be nice to see some refreshing takes on some of these characters and stuff like that. I thought it'd be kind of cool.
Well, and I think the video game medium as a whole, something that really gets neglected about it is that it's a very unique way of telling a story. So the ability for these developers to craft their own story with these characters and set in these worlds that have already been established, that lets them use the medium more towards the craft of game development itself rather than being tied to something that already exists as a movie or already exists as a comic book or already exists as a TV show.
Yeah, you get something new and fresh instead of the same old story that we've heard before. So I really like that.
Well, I mean, how can you not look at this as anything but good news? 80% of the licensed video games that have come out over the last few years have been tied into some type of movie launch or something like that, and they've been pigeonholed into trying to get a rush job game out. I mean, some of the games are fundamentally sound, but they're just kind of broken because you can feel that they were rushed and the stories were contrived, and even with some of the best writers in the business, it's hard to turn around a story that has to take you 10 to 20 hours to finish and still make a lot of sense, with a lot of the side quests and things. So I'm pretty excited, and I'm hoping that the new Spider-Man game turns out to be really good. I'm hopeful because it is under the watchful tutelage of Insomniac, who basically have done no wrong for the last couple of years. It's just a question of what sort of story will they tell? They obviously seem to have lots of development time. Again, it's just great for developers to take those licensed properties now and do something truly unique with them. Let's cross our fingers and hope for the best.
You know what
Absolutely.
Also can add to that is with them creating, say, new storylines, that also opens up the possibility that we could also see new movies, because we have seen a lot of like movie titles that are from video game titles and stuff like that. So that could actually create even more comic books, which then also creates more movies and TV shows and all that kind of stuff as well. So them creating these stories also give all the other creators around these characters ideas as well, which
that's a really good
really
point,
nice.
because they did that with the Injustice comic books.
Exactly.
Yeah, not only that, they changed Fury. He was that was a side story, right, in the comics, and then they made it. They brought it to life and they put it into the movie, and now it's canon.
Yep, now it's
so
canon.
now he's a completely different dude, and they could do that with something that's in a game, and the fans love it so much they could put that into the movie, even if it's a small part of it or anything like that, and just change things up so it's not the same old story that we already saw from the comics.
I agree. So
Yeah,
I think
Awesome.
We need a new Superman game, and I'd love to see another Hulk game done right.
Oh, yeah,
I would
another
love to
Hulk
see
game.
both of those.
Yeah.
Oh my
Absolutely.
The
God,
last
GKB
Hulk game
loves
was
the
on the
Hulk.
original Xbox. What the hell was that called? The Hulk?
There were two of them, weren't there?
Yeah, there was two. There's like, it was
It's
like
on
a
the
sequel.
old Xbox one, right?
I don't.
pretty good.
I thought it was 360, but
Or was it 360?
I think there was one that was OG Xbox and one that was on the 360. The
maybe,
sequel
yeah.
was I think a cross-generation game.
yeah, you're probably right.
I can't remember what they were called though, but I could picture the cover art right now for the second one.
Absolutely. We need a new standalone Hulk movie and standalone Hulk game. I would be so
It's not
happy.
made by Ang Lee.
Yeah. Nice.
See, now Superman goes off to a new planet. He's trying to eradicate all the rest of the kryptonite universe, and discovers a new
Hulk's
alien race of powerful beings who are planning an invasion to our planet, and he takes the fight to them. What do you think?
That'd be cool. Sounds good to me. Sounds like a good time.
Newf is gonna make his own games. Forget him.
I was gonna say Newf was using
Get that.
Console Corner to pitch game ideas.
For real.
Right?
We kind of do that here. We X-Kart racing and all that kind of stuff we pitched.
X-Kart racing?
All right, let's go ahead and move on to another topic here. So Twitch did a little update, and now you can change your name.
What about that time?
You're a big
Wait. So Nintendo lets you change your name now, and Twitch lets you change your name.
I know where this is going.
Next.
And everything else that I use lets me change my name, but there's something that doesn't let me change my name. I'm struggling to think.
What
of
it
that
starts with a
Definitely
P.
not getting into that conversation
It starts
today,
with
guys.
a P, I think.
So, all right. As for Twitch, though, okay, I'm actually going to jump back to
pretty
the
funny,
yeah, but we're not going to go that way because we know exactly what will happen.
Oh my gosh.
Talking
All
about
the jokes.
Yeah, talking about actually Twitch changing their names though, that really opens things up because there's a lot of Twitch streamers that I'm sure who created
Fox.
their account like way back before and just aren't happy with their names now. And of course, you know, say they became bigger or whatever, and their gamer tags are different.
Yeah.
And you know,
That's like my big thing. It was like the gamer tags and like being consistent through all the platforms you stream on and stuff like that.
Not only that, all the numbers. Oh my God, all the numbers.
All the
yeah, you can
numbers.
take number like there's
You can take that right out.
Exactly.
So there's so
That's
much
pretty
that you
cool.
can do now that allows when it comes to, you know, name changes, and pretty much I find any like Beam also needs to get caught up with that as well, allow changing names, because I'm sure there's a bunch of people, especially now that they actually gave where you can actually use like under 3
letters,
characters. So they need to actually, so Beam, anybody from Beam, if you're listening, you need to add that feature where you can change your name, because I'm sure there's a lot of people.
There's one thing I want to say, like, because this is not all good. Like, they were doing testing and stuff and found like streamers actually losing their stats. So they recommend you export them and like import it into the new name and whatever that they.
But is
or
that
however they
their
have.
fault?
Well, it's kind of Twitch's fault. I mean,
That's
if
what I
they're
mean,
losing
like,
the
it's
data,
Twitch's
not
fault,
the
right? Like-
yeah, it's Twitch. I mean, they found like a little bug or something.
From what
And-
I'm hearing, that's happening the first day you change your name, but after it comes back.
comes
So it's
back.
like a slow process.
Don't mean to interrupt, but Frodo just dropped a code for kill the bad guy. If you win this, please be respectful and announce in the chat that you have
Yes, please.
won, because come on, guys.
It's a free game.
It's a free game.
Just say
be
thanks.
nice. So
Yeah, say
make sure
thanks.
you guys try that code, figure out the question marks, and you will be good to go.
The other part of the bad part too is like if you have like links and all that kind of stuff, you need to update those.
Oh,
to
yep,
go to
yep.
your new name as
Your
well.
URL changes. Yep.
So
You're right.
make sure y'all link those and stuff like that. What is it? What does everybody else think about the name changing?
I think it's cool. I think
I think
it's
it's
like
cool, too.
what people wanted. I saw so many people on Twitch that were happy about it. So I think as long as you give them options and choices, and it's a win-win. Obviously, there's going to be bugs. There's going to be little problems here and there. You do have to log out of Twitch apps and everything like that you have on your phone or tablet, and then sign up again with your new name because it doesn't update it automatically. But those are little things. It doesn't break anything. From
Yeah.
what I know.
I agree. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
minor things. I'm just really happy that you can do it. So you
Yeah,
don't have any
I-
like McLovins and all kinds of stuff out there.
Exactly.
Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, numbers.
There's benefits, of course, but really the only downfall is just their side. Like, that's it.
Yes.
Like, a name
Yeah.
change is never a bad thing because it allows people. Now, do you have to pay for it?
I didn't
Nope.
see anything where you had to pay for
Does
it.
anyone know if you have
Nope.
to pay for it?
Nope, you don't have to. Nope,
So
See,
this
now
is what you do
that's
for
good.
free. That's
That's
cool.
it's free. Yep.
I wish
And
Xbox
as soon as you
would
start
allow to
typing the
do it for
name,
free.
As soon as you start typing the name, it'll have a little green check mark right away. As soon as you like finish typing, it'll have a green check mark to let you know that name is
okay.
available or not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say, to let you know it's available.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Name changing is a good thing. I hope
Yes.
some other services
Give
start
the
doing
people what they want.
That. Yep.
Do I need to go in that chat and get the question marks for everybody?
Don't do it. Let them figure it
Let
out.
them figure it out. They got
I
this.
was doing that in his stream because nobody was guessing the things, and I figured it out first try, but I didn't want to redeem the codes, so I would just sit there and I'd be like, oh, it's this, and I literally like gave the answers.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and move on to some Halo. I know everybody loves talking about Halo. So every game from thenceforth is going to have split screen. Yay!
What? Split screen is back? Oh my god!
I'm so not even like. It was funny, like when it
I
happened.
read this
Like
and I was like, meh.
I know exactly. That's how I felt too. I was
But
like,
do you know why? Do you know why? Everybody bitched about it because
Yep.
of the fact they were just used to it. But now that
Yep.
it's gone, everyone's gotten so used to this way that now they're going to bitch because it's back.
Well, that's what I'm going to say is like the statistics are like, yeah, a lot of people cried about it and this, that, and the other. They got over it. They were playing like multiplayer. Everything was fantastic and great. Now they're going to bring it back, and you know what's going to happen? Nobody's going to fucking use it.
No, and everyone's going to bitch about it because they're going to be like, oh, why'd you waste time putting that in when you could have put that time towards something else?
Well, that's
exactly.
Well, who was it that was really complaining about it?
Kids complained that they didn't have a screen. What the hell?
Actually, there was a lot of people when Halo 5 came out, and even Destiny and stuff, when they all when those games were released without a dual screen, split screen, whatever. When they actually released, there was a lot of hate for it because they're like, that's Halo. Halo has always allowed this and no. But now everyone's so used to just playing on the big screen and seeing just themselves. Adding that back is just going to be like, oh, great. Yay, you can play with me now.
Well, if it's going to start making compromises to the game because they've got to drop resolution or they got to go 30 frames a second and all that stuff, I mean, is it worth it? Like, for the handful of people that ultimately will give a rat's ass?
Yeah, well, hopefully, on Scorpio and other iterations of hardware moving forward, we don't have to worry about making those compromises. But, what's it going to do for the base Xbox One version of the next Halo installment?
They have to work around it, dude. They have to, because if not, somebody's going to bitch either way. So you have to have the 60 frames per second, and you have to have split screen because people want options. I understand there are some people out there that do use that feature. Like, if you only have one console and you're a couple and you play together, that's fine. I understand that. It's just not everybody uses that. And I don't want the game to suffer because they're trying to bring that back for, the 20 people that are using it.
I'm impressed Xbox is agreeing to it because that just made their console sell more because if there was 2 people, guess what, honey? You're buying me an Xbox. So it's
yep,
I want to play with you. You have to buy me an Xbox.
I think that the main game, not being split screen and stuff, I don't think it's going to suffer from any performance, especially with the Scorpio coming out. But having 2 on there on a couch co-op, it's definitely going to suffer. They're probably going to knock the resolution and effects and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how well the Scorpio is going to run it or not, depending on their power and CPU and all that kind of stuff. But
make like a banana and split your legs. That's the last time I get excited.
Oh, wow.
Now, what I would get excited over is if they allowed for some sort of dual screen gaming off of one Xbox system where you streamed it to a laptop and we're also playing it on your TV, but each person was seeing a different view, their own perspective. That would be exciting.
Yeah,
but split screen, that's kind of late 90s for me.
Exactly.
He wants to go LAN party mode.
Oh, I mean, I had some great memories of that stuff, back on the OG Xbox and stuff like that. But
yeah, I haven't played split screen since Gears of War 1. That's how I played Insane.
Yeah.
Because we did split screen, but I haven't used that in a long time. Even my little brother complained about it when Halo came out, and he was like, "What? You can't do that?" And I'm like, "Dude, the last Halo we played, we were on our own consoles. What are you talking about?" And he was just upset that they took it away. But I told him to let it go. It's okay. Calm down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think they put it off of the third-person mode, like Modern Warfare 2 did back in the day, where you could actually select that mode to shoot in. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I agree.
Especially after that game that they had there a while back, that one that was canceled with the third-party Master Chief, that toy-looking game, that was kind of cool.
Man, that was
awesome. The Mega Bloks one?
Yeah, that was dope.
I hope they got enough buzz from that actually comes to fruition now, because I would just die to play that. Absolutely.
Hey, but the whole point is that they're listening, right?
They are listening.
They said they saw the problems they had with Master Chief Collection. We all know. And now they saw that some people, were missing or crying split screen mode. So they bringing that back. So that's the whole point. The point is that they're listening, and who knows, they might do even better things for the next game and try to make everybody happy. Ain't gonna happen, but we try.
Mega Bloks company, I'd be tossing money at Microsoft just to make that, because that's only good marketing for them too.
So how much money does Mega Bloks have to throw around?
We are actually going to open the chat. What does the chat actually... Or open the chat. We're going to open the lines for you to call into Skype. We want to know, what do you guys in the chat actually think about the fact that Halo is adding split screen back? So first caller in gets to give their opinions or their questions towards this, and yeah.
Well, Tryhard fan in the chat, too, he's like, split screen works terrible on Star Wars Battlefront, and yeah, because they're gonna lower the performance and stuff just to do it.
They have to change the game.
It's a bummer.
Honestly, that's the first that I knew that Star Wars Battlefront had split screen because I don't do couch co-op for first-person shooters anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they even turned around and
I've never used
said
it.
that, they took it out of these games because they were trying to make a game at better
Yeah, they're trying to hit that performance level. Yeah, exactly.
But now they're going to add it back, so that's going to be jeopardized again. And
again, they have to try to work around that. I mean, if not, they're gonna hear it regardless.
Yeah.
Like Mr. T said, "Hey fool, stop picking at my screen."
That's my screen real estate.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, I already play in a small monitor as it is. I'm not sharing nothing. Get your own Xbox. That's all I'll say.
I'm the
That's
same
just my
way.
opinion.
I'm the same way.
All right, so
Yeah.
while we're waiting for calls, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. This is one I really want to talk about, absolutely. The sequel to Shadow of Mordor is the Shadow of War, and I'm so fucking ecstatic about this.
You did this on purpose.
I did do this on purpose.
You did this on purpose.
It's not time yet.
It is time. I have
So
to skip because he screwed it up.
Well,
Anyways.
I'm really excited for this game because I really love the first one, which is on my backlog because I haven't finished it. But the game mechanics, like it reminded me a lot of Assassin's Creed, which I know there was some issues going on where what was it? The company didn't they steal some animations from Assassin's Creed or something?
yeah, I don't know. Honestly, on that one, I'm not sure.
Or at least that was a claim, like one of the. But
it
anyway,
definitely looked like Assassin's Creed when you run around and jumped and climbed and everything.
Right. Well, and even the swordplay. But regardless of where those assets or animations may have came from, the game was great. Some of the new technology that they implemented with the what did they call that system where you got the guys that became like the Nemesis system. Wasn't that what it was called?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, that was awesome. So I can't wait to see what they've changed about that for the sequel.
Yeah, me too. So like I said, I love this game. I think the story looks great because they're gonna have like the Nazguls and all that kind of stuff. So they're bringing some more things in there, which I think now they understand like the tech for like these new consoles and the Pro and Scorpio and stuff too. So I'd like to see what else they're gonna push graphically or gameplay wise and all that kind of stuff. I think it's gonna be interesting. The other big thing though that has really got me is it's a play anywhere title.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there goes
Yeah,
another
and
one.
Another one.
There goes another one.
And another
Resident
one.
Wiz
Evil,
Khalifa, another one.
Resident Evil 7 got really good reviews for the fact that it was Play Anywhere.
Well,
And-
it's a good game too.
Well, no, it was an amazing game. Like, don't get me wrong, that game was outstanding. Like, I loved it. I beat it. Everything.
I don't know about that.
Well, you don't like scary games, but the game itself. But I'm talking about just the Play Anywhere part got a great review, or of the fact that it was a multi-plat, and it worked fantastic between the PC and the Xbox. So.
Yeah, I agree. And this is like what I was saying, like in the vlogs I did like a way back too. I was like, we need some of these big third parties, and I think this is a fantastic one because
Yep.
Awesome.
the hype from the first game, and now they just announced the second game, and now it's going to be Play Anywhere. Oh my God, man, they're going to sell like hotcakes for sure.
Is it just me or did this announcement really come out of like left
Yeah.
field? I didn't see it
I-
coming.
What was it? There was like a Target leak or something.
Yeah, Target
That-
leaked it.
Yep.
But
I wonder if that pushed it up though.
I was going to say, I'm actually really, because this is what happens, let's be honest. Before E3, this is what happens.
Yeah, everything
we
starts
get
getting leaked. Yeah.
stupid leaks from stupid people, because I bet you this was going to be announced at E3.
I don't know. Is
Well,
this
what if
early?
this was announced at the Xbox stage, since it's going to be a Play Anywhere title and potentially Scorpio ready?
Yeah, I don't know because like in their briefing too, in the trailer, they also said that March 8th they're going to be showing gameplay of it. So that's before E3. So was this scheduled? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was something that like Target just updated their website a little earlier than they were supposed to, and it only pushed them up on revealing it by a few days.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to see the gameplay though because
What's the actual release date on it?
August
August?
22nd.
Does anyone know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
August
Okay,
22nd.
August. Okay, August is not bad. I was going to say they pushed that to late September or October. I'm getting a little concerned because it's going to get squished amongst the other heavy hitters.
Yeah, I think August is
Right.
a good time for sure.
You know what else is a great thing in August for a good time? That would be a great time to launch the Scorpio because it did well for the Xbox One S.
Yeah, I agree.
Was it August or October? I thought it was October.
No,
Oh,
the
that was
1S,
August.
the first one released in August, the 2 terabyte one, and then the
Like
1
later
terabyte
on.
released later in
I think it was like towards the end of the
October.
month.
The fancy one that everybody like
Yeah,
pulled
it
Here's
was
apart
one.
to
like,
see,
it was like
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the little logo.
It was
Yeah, okay.
August 2nd for the 2 terabyte, and then I believe it was like August 27th for the 1 terabyte, and then it was
It went down from there.
October for the Gears. So,
In the lower ones, yeah.
Yeah, the 500 gig. Yeah.
Correct.
but yeah, because there was 2. So yeah.
Another reason, like, I think they're going to be pushing like graphic fidelity and all that kind of stuff too, is because they also released the PC specs, and they're pretty freaking high as they're recommended, and even like they're like low, like you actually need this. It's like a 7950 or something like that, and
Yeah.
a pretty decent like NVIDIA card, like just to make it run. So that's gonna be
Whoa.
cool. So they're really gonna be pushing this game. It looks like.
Well, you enjoyed the first one a lot, so the fact
Yeah,
that
I'm
the
excited
second
about it.
one is coming out. That's
The
pretty-
Nemesis system I thought was fantastic. Like, if you didn't kill a guy or he killed you, he would become like a stronger version, and like you would keep seeing him if you didn't like cut their heads off and stuff. I thought it was fantastic. The story was fantastic.
It was.
Like,
I just love that era, to be honest. I love that whole. It's like the Lord of the Rings meets. Not medieval times, but like. Well, no, I guess it would plainly be like Lord of the Rings time. It really is, like,
Yeah, so
because there's like orcs and all that kind
it's
of.
Lord of the Rings. It literally
Yeah.
is Lord of the
It's
Rings.
not Lord of the Rings.
It is. It's Middle Earth.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's Lord of the Rings.
It's like it's
Literally
it's
is.
before the
Oh.
Lord of the Rings trilogy of books, isn't it? It's like set
Yeah.
somewhere like
Yep.
before the books,
Yep.
Oh, I didn't play.
but after the Hobbit, I guess.
Oh no, that's
can't-
Yeah, I
not
would say
true.
after
I
that.
did play the first one because they added the female character to the first one, and then I started playing it.
Yeah.
So I did play the first one. Sorry, I didn't really catch the story. I kept thinking it looked like Lord of the.
SheWulf.
I
Come
probably
on.
knew that. I'm
Come on,
sorry. I
She-Wolf.
knew that. I knew,
It's
probably
called
knew
Shadow
that,
of
but
Mordor. Mordor's in Lord of the Rings.
She's like, it's like
I
in
am
Lord of the Rings time.
having a brain fart right
Oh,
now.
she
people,
will.
yeah,
So it's like the
just.
Shadow of Hodor.
Hodor. Hodor.
I know.
Hold-a-doo.
I wasn't taking a selfie. No, I was taking a picture of the codes. Seems nobody else is getting them. I might as well just put the answers in. So I figured I'd take a picture of the code so I can.
I'm
do it while
surprised Tim
sitting
hasn't
here.
got it yet.
So who else is excited about Shadow of War?
I think everyone's excited for it. It's a new game. It's one that, is a continuation to the other one. And that was a popular game when it released. So it's just, now the question is, are they going to do Shadow of Mordor as like maybe a Games with Gold in the next couple months?
Ooh, good call there. Huh? That'd be nice.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, get some hype for it.
Oh,
Here's
or,
free.
oh wait, never mind. That's a segment for later on. I was going to say, what if it gets thrown into that new announcement that happened earlier? But
Ooh, yeah.
Ah.
We're gonna be getting to that here in a second.
Oh, that's true. It'd be one of the 100 games.
Anybody else want to talk about Shadow of War before we move on?
No.
Let me guess you.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think
so we
it's just
stopped
cool
going to
that they.
just want to reiterate, it's great news that we're seeing more developers go on this Xbox Play Anywhere. I think that's just
Absolutely.
great news and proving that it's making sense to the developers to do so.
It says someone's calling, but I don't see it up on my thing.
Come on, SheWulf.
I don't see it. It's not here.
Oh my god, pick up the phone.
I know, seriously.
There's nothing here.
You broke
Yeah, we're
it.
just going to go to voicemail.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go to voicemail because apparently.
Hello, you've reached the console corner, huh?
You should do
SheWulf
that.
broke it.
Try calling in again. Like I don't understand what happened. Like there was literally nothing there. Nothing came up on the screen. Please try calling in again.
Damn,
Well,
they
yeah,
just.
sorry, but I wrote a review and he said,
Why do I have the biggest feeling it's crap? And he's gonna be like, "Oh, you."
You just hung up on me.
He just unsubscribed.
Yeah,
I
right.
swear to God, it was not here. Nothing came up on the
All right, well,
screen. So please
Let's put
call
it
again.
to do not disturb so we can do any discussion.
Oh, now, but they.
That's what you just wanted to do.
No, but I just told them to call back in.
Let's do any discussion.
All right, it's gotta go to Do Not Disturb. We'll let you call in after the indie
Yeah,
discussion.
we'll
Please call back.
Yeah, please call back
Damn.
after.
Oh. All right, what's up, everybody? We're going to go ahead and get into in discussion. We're going to be talking about We Are the Dwarves as soon as SheWulf. She is so just not with it today.
No, that's not fair. We're trying new things, and things are not working, so I'm kind of all over the place. All right, so We Are Dwarves was a game that was actually released on Steam first and has now released on Xbox One. Has it actually released yet, or is it still...
I think, yeah, released on Friday.
Yeah, it released, okay. I was going to say, I thought it released. Alright, so it is... I know. Why is it... I don't hear anything. Like, everything went quiet. Alright, so this is an action-adventure game.
That's because we're listening to you.
I know.
I'm a little... It's okay. Anyways, it's developed by Whale Rock Games. And, alright, so... This game, you're running through...
So what it is dwarves, they're kind of in space. They kind of crash land on this unidentified planet. It's kind of like a top-down, like Diablo-style kind of game. And you walk around. It's not as fast-paced as like a Diablo-type game. It's more of a, you use your skill, wait a second, kind of like roguelike. You're moving around and hiding and all that kind of stuff. What else did you want to say?
The dwarves. Okay, so the main story of the game is actually the dwarves' stars are slowly dying. Sorry, I have so many articles. Anyways, putting the race at the edge of extinction.
Yeah.
And so they have to actually go to another planet where they are forced to survive and try to take over this planet. And they have to explore the unknown territories as well, while trying to survive ancient monsters from the deep layers of space.
Yeah.
That was loud. I thought I was bad.
Yeah, so like I said, it's kind of like a Diablo-type kind of game. It's kind of cool. It definitely has some issues, though, on the Xbox One. I've had frame rates go down probably... like in the teens, if not lower, maybe even single digit. It got really slow at sometimes, and I'm just like, whoa, what's going on?
Is there like a ton going on screen or something, or is it just like chugging along at random?
Yeah, it's just chugs along at random. Like, I literally would kill everything, and then just walk around and looking for things to search for and stuff, and it would just literally just crawl. So it definitely needs some optimization. The graphics are okay, like for the most part. I think the PC version definitely looks a lot better. I don't know if this is kind of like a rush port or not, or what they were kind of trying to do, but it definitely needs some TLC for sure. And it kind of sucks too, because I think at its core, it's a really good game. Has a really lot of good tactics, and they throw a lot of enemies and stuff at you. You can use up to like 3 characters when you get them all, and fight all the enemies and stuff. I did enjoy myself when I was playing through it. I was just frustrated with like the performance issues at times.
And the game mechanics.
It doesn't do a great way of like telling you how to do things.
No,
either.
and you can definitely feel that this should probably be played more on a keyboard.
Yeah.
Because the way that you have to aim and shoot things, you literally have to like line it up and then shoot and then wait for it to reload and then shoot. It's something that you would think you would have hotkeys for, and you can sit and click through instead of using a controller and stuff. It literally felt awkward trying to understand these game mechanics on the Xbox One, for the fact that you weren't able to actually... There wasn't like tutorials. There was nothing form of tutorials to explain to you, this is how you shoot, this is how you do that. Now, I don't know if maybe I just possibly missed something in like the menu or something that allowed you to actually see the tutorials, but just as a gamer jumping right into this game, it is actually kind of confusing, and there are definitely some kinks in trying to understand when you're playing on an Xbox controller instead of playing on a keyboard.
Yeah, I don't think it was you, because I feel like the person that I watched playing it was on a PC. It was his first time as well, and he was having problems playing it. Yeah. So I don't think it was you. I think it was just the way they described it and the way the game played, because it took him a while to get used to. Like, I think he died probably 10 times no, not 10 times, maybe a little bit less, but he died a lot before he got the hang of it and started moving up.
Well, yeah,
in
you
you know
die
in the
very
area.
easily. You do actually
Yeah.
die very easily.
The control scheme doesn't really work well like what they were doing on the controller either. Like you have two thumbsticks, but you have to use a key combination to be able to aim manually, which you should just be able to use the other stick to aim where you want to go. So it's really just a convoluted scheme that they just need to work on.
Which is why I personally think that it could be more best suited for Steam and PC and all
Yeah,
that
that's
kind
where
of
it
stuff.
was. I mean,
And
I just think like overall, like I think at its core it's a good game, but they just need to fix a lot of things to make it work well on consoles to get it up to par.
yeah, especially if you're gonna have it on a console, you should be able to have like close range attack moves. Where this you don't. You literally have to stay back and shoot all the time, and you're in a very small spaced area, so that does make it difficult to do so. So
Now, this sounds to me like it could be a potential situation where the UWP platform may have helped this game. Do you think that it? I mean, do we know for certain it runs better on PC, or are we just assuming that?
I haven't played it on PC, so I'm just going to assume that it would run better from all the gameplay that I've seen, because I was comparing it to the PC gameplay from what I was doing. Like everything looked better and ran better to me. I don't think as far as like tutorials and stuff was any better, because it was just the exact same game.
It's possible they already had the Xbox One port in development before UWP was announced, but
Yeah.
This sounds to me like this would be the perfect example of where developers should use the UWP approach and let UWP scale the game from PC onto the Xbox One. That may help alleviate some of the performance issues that we've been seeing.
Yeah, hopefully they go back and maybe, I don't know, redo the code so it implements UWP or something like that. That'd be nice.
Another quick question.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna say, with this being like kind of like dwarves in space, are they like high tech dwarves? They have laser guns, or are they
Yeah, they
still
do
like
have-
using swords and arrows and stuff?
Well, one dwarf's like a melee character, like a tank, and he uses axe. The other dwarf has
there's like a
like
gun.
shotguns and
Yeah.
guns and like shields and stuff. And then there's a third one that's kind of like your rogue type kind of character, stealthy, walking around kind of thing. So there's like three.
So it's kind of like the Time Bandit dwarves, not like Middle Earth dwarves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that movie too. That was
It
good.
is an interesting game, and it is definitely one to look at, possibly more or less on
I'd wait on it for
a
to be honest
sale,
with you.
because again, it is
Or play it
nice
on
to
PC.
look at. Yeah, or play it on PC if you have a Steam account. It was gorgeous to look at, so I will say that.
That was this week's indie discussion, everybody. I think we're under consensus of just waiting or playing on PC if you're interested in this game. The the console port's just not up to it right now. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So something else that happened today that I think blew a lot of people away is Phil Spencer tweeted out that the Xbox Game Pass was announced. So it's going to be a subscription, kind of like to GameFly, Netflix kind of service. You're going to pay $9.99 a month. Each month, games are going to cycle in and out. Discounted games for past members. So if you want to buy them, you can do that, kind of like GameFly as well. In the Insider program right now, you can try it out. I was looking at it and playing with it a little bit. You have 21 games in there right now. There's a mix of some AAAs from the 360 and right now on the Xbox One. I think it's a decent lineup.
Did they
I wouldn't say
actually
it's anything
say they're
spectacular,
going to
but-
be switching them out?
Yeah, actually, in
Yep.
the articles they did say that.
So it's confirmed. Okay, see now that's just kind of
Real quick, it's going to be out in spring 2017 to everybody.
Yes, but
tentative
it
date.
is on alpha right now to, like GKB said, to anyone who's in the alpha program. It's interesting for the people who can't really afford to buy games all the time, and ones who would like to try some of these older style games for $9. That's not really that bad of a price overall. Like, yes, if you look at EA Access for the fact that it's only $30 a month, but there's not as many games.
Right.
But hearing that they're cycling out the games, we don't know what the
not a
actual
fan of that.
number. Well, the cycling
Yeah.
is the problem, because we don't know the actual number that's going to be the full amount.
Well, they're
that
saying
you
like
get
100
from
right
the
now, so
start.
let's just go with that, like 100 games, okay? Like Netflix is another service that I don't like because they switch out on a regular basis, like what you can and can't do. If I'm going to pay for a service, I want to have like access to all the games or all the movies, so I can just play what I want to and not really you curtail like what you
especially
think I
if you're
like.
watching a TV show. Say you're watching a TV series because they give you the whole series. But then the next, like, you didn't get to finish it, and then the next day, oh, guess
Yeah,
what?
it's gone.
We
You can't
changed
use
it out.
it.
You can't watch it anymore. It's like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know how that's
Yeah.
going to work. What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that, especially if you're trying to play these games. Let's just say you don't have any of them, and you're trying to play each campaign, but then the following month you lose some of them. Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah, I'm just not thinking that. Especially if on the side, like most of them are going to be 360 as well.
Yep.
I
Back
don't know
up
if
at-
it's going to be.
It's working now, people. Thank God. Welcome to the console corner. What is your question or comments?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
How are you, John?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Is he not hearing us? Do you hear us?
Hello?
Hello.
I don't know. Couldn't hear us, I guess. Weird.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, we having technical issues, peeps.
Well, no. Is
Well-
that our end or is that like we don't know if that's his or our end?
Yeah. So anyway, what's up, Newf?
Well, I was going to say, I think it's a good thing. I mean, at $10, it's not a heavy investment, and I definitely think it serves its purpose more for the gamer who's on a tighter budget. They get to play a lot more, and maybe they get to go back and experience a lot of titles they never got to play in the first place. And I got a feeling that Microsoft will take a good look at what is being played on a regular basis, the kind of games that are logging some serious hours online and what have you. And a lot of the titles I think that will kind of get dropped out of rotation, stuff that a lot of people just aren't really playing. I think they're going to try to keep a lot of the popular stuff in there because that would serve them better ultimately. And again, for me, it's not something I personally care for because I buy just about every game I want to play anyway. But again, for people on a budget, for a lot of parents, I think this is a great way to definitely open up the library and make it accessible to a lot of people.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
It definitely is because of the fact that for parents who have kids that can't make up their minds on games and are constantly changing games, this is actually a great idea for them because they don't have to buy the games. They
No, you
literally
just pay
can
$10 a month to
them-
get whatever.
Right,
and
right,
as
right.
for Alan Roberts' comment, yes, it's $5 a month, but it's $30 a year. So did I mix that up? I thought I
Yeah.
said $30 a year, but
Yeah, you can pay $5 a month or $30
Yeah.
for the year.
For EA access?
For
Yes,
EA
for
access,
EA
yeah. Okay,
access,
yes.
guys, for EA
Right.
access. This
Right.
subscription is going to be for a year, for a whole year. It's $9.99 a month, so it's
Yeah, it's gonna be monthly. They haven't announced anything
$10 a
for
month.
no. They
whole
haven't
year.
said whether or not there will be a year, a yearly or a bi-yearly or whatever that they
I could
do.
see this be good for new people onto the Xbox that don't have a lot of games. Pay the
That's what I was
subscription for-
thinking, especially
Right.
with the Scorpio coming out, this year.
Yeah.
That there's going to be a lot of
new
people that maybe skip the Xbox One generation, and I guess the Scorpio's not new generation. I don't know. It's complicated when it comes to that.
It is
Anyway.
complicated, bro. I agree with you.
No.
There could be an influx of Xbox users who maybe had an Xbox 360 and didn't buy the Xbox One because of reasons. And this is going to be great for them to sample some of those exclusives they missed, and just anybody that's buying a current gen console that doesn't have one yet, this is a great value, just like EA Access is.
Yeah.
However, though, there is one cool thing that they didn't actually show when they released this, is a feature that's now going to be on the Xbox, which we ended up seeing because we're in the alpha program. If you
They
want to
changed
take
up the menu.
What?
They changed up the menu.
They
in the
did. They
games and
changed
apps.
the menu, and if you want to actually see what we're talking about, there is a video that released on Gamers Knows Best just before the show. I'm gonna shameless
Sabotage.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
But okay, so they actually added membership into your games and apps, which is an amazing
really cool,
thing
actually.
to do because it shows you all of your subscriptions. And I actually show this in the video that if you don't have one, it's not going to show up in the list. But what you do have will show up in the list that you have. So
Yeah, it'd be like Games
Right.
with Gold, EA Access, and then the membership.
I saw a
Yeah.
picture of this. Was that on our Discord or something?
Yeah, it
think
was on
so,
our Discord.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the
Yeah.
video.
I, was
Yeah.
gonna say, I haven't seen the video, but I've seen this. Where did I see it?
Yeah,
So I'm
But
glad that you
exactly.
said that.
it's a cool feature for the fact that if you
Yeah,
go
that's
there,
awesome.
if you go there,
Oh, here we go.
let's
Try
try
again.
this again. See if it works. Hello, you're on the console corner.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
I
Hello.
don't think he can hear us again. Oh, he hung up.
Aw.
What is this?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
All right.
Hello?
Skype's having an issue, guys. Let's turn it off.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah, Skype's not working, guys. So.
Oh no.
Poor Skype. You're dead.
Skype is RIP.
Yeah.
First we forwarded everybody to voicemail. Now we can't talk to
I
them.
know.
Sorry about that, John. We can't hear you.
See what happens
We
when we
are-
change something on the console corner?
I know
man.
something
Always
else
have
doesn't
issues.
work. Something doesn't
Always have
work.
issues.
Something is not registering.
It's all
so.
good. So what were we talking about?
Okay, so when it comes to this new thing, say by chance you forgot to get your Xbox Live, and you go there to like say go into your EA Access, which makes it so much simpler as well to see what's new. Or if you're going into this new subscription and it's not there, you'll know you have to actually go and pay for it to get it back.
I want it for free.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean?
Like
I
you're
want it
like,
for
where's
free."
my game?
Yeah.
Where'd my game go?
But also, you know what's also neat about this feature is the fact that you don't have to go into like search all your games
So
to
you want
see.
to hear what's bad about this feature?
You don't like any features.
No, it's like, well, let's take into account like new games that come out, right? You're not going to be able to get this day one.
Well, no, obviously
How?
not.
So what's the time frame for you to be able to play those games, though? And then
I
they
think
go
it's going to be dependent on the developer.
right.
Yeah.
But you know that's the same argument that could be made against EA Access. Like, I think that this new service that Xbox is introducing is a great service, but it's not for me. Just like EA Access is not for me because I buy games when they come out. I
Yeah, same
can't
here.
wait.
I
That's
can't
the
wait
way I
either.
am.
But somebody made a really great point on Twitter to me today is the fact that one benefit that EA Access beats over this is the fact that it has early access.
Yeah, it has a
So
trials.
you can play these games without actually owning them to see if you do like them, where
But-
the subscription you won't have that.
We
But if the games
understand why
going
they
into
do that.
this are
Though.
older games, then that doesn't really apply. I don't know.
Well, no, obviously not, but I'm just saying, like, it has, it's the new game feature that, you know, GKB's talking about. It's not going to have new games. You're not going to be able to try these new games. So, like, again, I think this just kind of caters more to people who, like, really just can't afford to get, like, tons of games, and simply families that have kids that play Xboxes and stuff like that to,
I
you
am
know.
not sour, by the way. I'm
He's
just trying to be
sour,
real.
people.
I'm being real.
Oh,
He's like
overall,
them lemons.
Go ahead.
overall, it's a great thing for everybody. Maybe for people like us, we
Yeah, it's
already
not
have
for me.
most of the games. It's not for us, but it is great for those people that want to try different types of games from different developers,
casual
which
gamers.
is, I think, it's awesome because it has different developers in it.
Yeah.
I also
Compared
think
to
it's-
EA, which only has EA games. Do you see what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that this is probably good news for developers. If they're signing on for this, they must be getting compensated in some sort of
Oh,
way.
of course,
Yeah,
of course.
And I think
They
when
wouldn't do
comes
it
to-
otherwise.
and I think that when it comes to other services that would compete against this, like GameFly would be the primary example that I can really think of. You know, I don't know that developers get compensated based on how many rentals or how many rental hours somebody plays their game from GameFly. I think they just get that one-time purchase from when GameFly buys the game from them.
Exactly.
So-
They buy the code or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
And that
they
means
are
a lot
the
like
disc-
used
but
games where you know they're not getting the compensation they're due, and I think this might reinvigorate some of the industry and help get some cash flow going back in for games that people would otherwise be buying used or renting through GameFly where the developer doesn't see a cent.
Well, there's also
Yeah.
there was also something I was reading that people who have this subscription that do buy the game, they get like 20 or 40% off the game or
Yep.
something like that. So
Yeah, they get a
there-
discount.
There is
That's
a
cool.
discount
No, I
benefit
like that
to
part.
this feature. So
I'm just saying, like, I think this is a good feature. Like, you know, everybody's like, I'm sour, I'm down on it, whatever. I'm not. I think it's a good feature. I don't think it's for me because I buy all the games that come out and I want to support the devs that make really good games. But I agree. Like, there's good stuff and I think there's bad stuff because I'm not a big fan. Like, I love Netflix, but I'm not a big fan of just like rotating stuff out. Like, I hate that kind of thing. Like, just let me choose what I want. I'm paying the subscription. Let me do what I want, kind of thing.
I think when it comes to that, they have to clearly let people know when a game is going to be rotated out of the service. So that way they can get that 10 or 20% discount on purchasing the full game if they want to keep it in their game library.
Yeah.
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 Same thing with I'll relate it to Gears of War. A lot of people don't like when maps go missing, and then they can't play those maps anymore. And then they have to play other maps, and then next thing you know, they'll see that map maybe in a couple months. So it is a bit disappointing when they take things away from you, and when you're paying
But-
for it. So yes, I completely understand like where GKB's coming
Once-
from with that part.
1 second. Everybody, thank you so much for checking out the show. We had like over 90 people watching. Go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get them likes up, guys. Like Tu's saying in the chat. We love you guys. Thank you so much for
also just a couple of quick shout outs to some amazing gamers that have
look who's doing the
supported us.
shout-outs.
Well, I'm going to. You got to do it last week. I get to do it this week. So
yes, I get to talk trash. Yeah.
First, I just want to quickly say shout out to our brother in Colorado.
What's up, brother?
He's watching. So my brother-in-law, his brother, but. And then, of course, we had Frodo, who's in the chat hanging out. We have Crab Gamer, who's hanging out. We had Randall Thor hanging out. And, of course, we have, the Quest podcast group, who's always there. So, I wasn't an ass like that when you did it.
Storm Shadow, what's going on?
Wow.
Yes. Hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
So,
I get shit for it when I want to do something nice, but everybody else can do it.
What's up, Fox?
I can't do nothing. What are you talking about?
Screw yourselves. You all can fluck a duck.
Whoa. There's some fighting words.
It is. They are.
All right. Let's point out something that's amazing about this feature or this Xbox, pass thing.
I have a question first, Fox. Can I just ask a quick question? Just to clarify something, these games on this service are downloadable or you're streaming?
No,
Download.
That's literally what I was gonna say, but it's cool, man. It's cool. You can take the limelight. It's fine. I'll just be over here on mute.
I was just trying to get something straightened away there. Okay, you go ahead. Sorry, I had to steal your thunder. It's coming up my ass.
It's all
Somebody
good,
had
bro.
beans for dinner.
I'm just gonna unsubscribe from your channel. That's fine.
Oh,
Wow.
it feels right now.
No, I'm kidding.
I
It's all good.
swear, our panel is freaking salty today, guys.
We're all salty.
No, not salty. I'm sassy today. That's what it is.
Oh, there you go. Sassy. I like that.
We got
sassy.
sassy and salty.
Yeah, to answer Newf's question and what Fox was going to say, yes, you download them to your console. You play them natively on your
That
console.
is amazing.
That is amazing. That's really cool.
It's
Yes.
EA access, guys. Just
And then they're going to
More
cut you
expensive
off in
and-
the middle of the game and take it away from you.
that's the only difference. Okay, so that's not EA access.
Yeah,
They
don't
can't do
don't
that.
Just
the
joking.
game at 12:01 a.m. on the changeover day.
Yep. People are like, I almost got it. I just need 10 more minutes.
Give me
I'm at the
10
final
minutes,
boss.
I can
Oh, I'm
do
sorry,
it.
your time
I
has
bet
expired.
everybody's gonna test that out and
Oh,
see if it
absolutely.
happens. They're like, "Where'd my game go?"
I know, right?
No, but that is a great feature. I'd rather have a downloaded game than streaming a game any day. So I think it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think that's the better way to go.
And I'm sure the Play Anywhere feature will probably work on the games that allow it. So
Ooh, interesting.
because
Will they tie in the
Think
PC?
about that.
I believe
Will
when
they tie in
when,
the
when
PC?
I screwed down,
Screwed down? Whoa!
Oh.
Whoa!
when I scrolled down at the bottom, I accidentally cut this part out of the video, I believe, but it actually shows PC and Xbox on the bottom of the preview program. So I would assume that the ones that are Play Anywhere are going to be Play Anywhere. So
Yeah, and I
Fancy.
heard there were some people speculating about whether or not they might bring back some OG Xbox games through this service.
I don't know.
There's still a lot of like.
Technical things.
Yeah, because they still have to play it on the Xbox, and it still has to be ported over, and that's still a lot of work that Phil Spencer has already said he didn't want to go back and do. Like, there's just too much back there.
If I were them, I wouldn't do that. They're gonna get so much flack
You know,
for that.
I don't know, because the Xbox 360 games, if this is going to be working on PC, those backwards compatible 360 games are going to have to be emulated on PC, and if you can emulate a 360 on
You really had to put that in the chat?
bots,
Like, really?
Oh gosh, this is great.
It's bad enough that it shows on the video now. You had to rate it.
Oh,
in the
it's
chat.
gonna be there forever now.
You are a jerk.
I love
Yeah,
that.
you want to know how this service can be absolutely dynamite, not only for the publishers but for Microsoft and the people subscribing, is that for the $9.99 a month, you not only get those games, but automatically any DLC for those games should be 50% off.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
And that way,
the DLC is included.
It
yeah,
is
the
cool.
publishers they make more money because maybe an older game that people didn't play, they go and scoop up the DLC. And worst case scenario, they take the game off the service. Well, if somebody really liked it, they'll probably go out and buy the physical copy, and they still have the DLC. So that would be ultimate win-win if you just make the DLC dirt cheap for a lot of
Carnage,
those.
you're mean. You're so evil. You guys are mean.
Everybody's
No,
making fun of
Carnage,
SheWulf.
Carnage in the chat.
Making fun of SheWulf. I love
Making
it.
fun of me.
Thank you. That's fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and I think we killed that one to death. Huh?
Yep. Let's move on.
Let's go talk about something I was playing today and streaming.
I had two
Dwarves?
from that.
Nope. Horizon Zero Dawn. I know.
Oh boy.
I know Newf got to play it. I know some of you are all in the chat watching me play and epically dying and failing and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So what did everybody think about
Oh my god,
Horizon
there was
Zero
a
Dawn?
fox in it.
There was a
Win.
fox in it. I
There
pointed
was.
it out.
Done. Win. 10 out of 10.
And then he got in trouble. He got himself in trouble from screwing around with the fox. So let's just add that
I did
in
die
there.
when I was like, oh, look at the fox. It's cool.
Yeah, he's
Fox
like
is
following
Yep.
it, and then he died.
and I got
so
destroyed. I got wrecked.
I saw it
Let's
all.
just add that in. That's what happens when you screw around with a fox.
All right, is that like the magical word tonight? Are we supposed to drink every time you say
Hashtag
that?
Screw.
Screw down, take a drink.
Yeah, I'm already there. So.
Yeah, she's been
It's
drinking.
alright.
All right, cool.
I've been drinking. I've only had one drink. Okay. Anyways, this was actually an amazing game. I have
agree.
to say, it looked gorgeous. I love the fact of when you were actually like walking through like the bushes and all that, you actually saw the bushes push through, and it actually. How is that?
Everything she says now, everybody's gonna think
Everyone's
something
gonna
else.
laugh. Like, really?
It's hilarious.
Pushing through the bushes.
Whoa.
When you walk through the bushes, I guess I have
got
to
the
watch
giggles.
everything I say now. You actually saw the detail. Like, you actually saw the detail in the motions and stuff like that. And I thought that was really amazing how they did it. And
I agree.
I love the fact that when you were in a cutscene or whether you're in the actual gameplay, you didn't notice the difference. Like, it stayed with a fluent, equal graphic looking style to it with the textures and stuff that you actually felt in that moment as you were going. And there's just so much that I'd have to say that this game did that really, really pleased. Like, the story so far is amazing, and I have to say that I was a little iffy about it. Now, listen, the only reason I was iffy about the story for this game is because of Killzone. Yes, I did play it, actually, and the story was not all that great. So, yes, if you go and look at anything from Guerrilla Games, they actually say that their history...
Yeah, one of their critiques was like, we wanna
is
do
their
more
story. Is the history is their story. But they did not displease in this story. They did not disappoint. So far, it is amazing.
Yeah,
We're not
I
near
agree.
the end of it, obviously, but...
What I'd like to piggyback off the story part is they really hook you on Aeoli, or I can't pronounce her name. I can't pronounce her name.
Who?
I'm gonna mess it up. The main character, the main protagonist.
Aloy.
Aloy.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
They really do a great part in the first hour of the game, setting her up, making you care about her, and that goes a long way with delivering a great story because you want to care about these characters. It's the only way you're going to be immersed into the story at all. Because if you don't care about the characters, you're going to be this sucks. Whatever.
True.
I love the transition that they did
Yep.
from her as a child to an
Don't
adult.
ruin it for anybody.
Spoiler!
It's not
Spoiler.
really- please. Majority of people, I'm sure, watch this.
Yeah,
stream and stuff,
it's hard not
like-
to get spoiled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Awesome.
like, this game is everywhere right now.
Let's hear Newf because he got to play it. We got to talk
Yeah.
about it a lot today. I want to hear Newf's side because
First off, GKB, awesome stream, brother. I would have loved to stuck around and watch
Oh,
you
no
play.
worries, man.
I didn't want to ruin it for myself. So before the game even got going, I got to say, awesome job, the Gorilla, because first of all, that 42 gigabytes or whatever downloaded in no time to my system. And there wasn't a massive patch right out of the box, which was kind of nice. So it's a pretty polished game, and you'll see that as soon as you fire this sucker up. Like SheWulf mentioned, the transition in the first part of the game, I don't want to ruin too much, but it is pretty seamless how they acquire your training and the tutelage, but they interweave it really well with the story. It's great. And like I said, the graphics will catch your eye. I mean, the little details on their clothes and stuff, the friggin' the textures are just amazing. I mean, Guerrilla definitely knows how to do graphics, even going back to the Killzone games. And this is their first real foray with a story in quite some time. And so far, so good. I think it's the first time they made the third-person action game since NAM 67 on the OG Xbox, believe it or not. So that's kind of cool. And they did a pretty good job. Feels really good. Feels a lot like Tomb Raider in terms of the play style of the controls, but the game has its own life of its own. I'm really loving it so far.
yeah.
But that was a great feature that they did, making it somewhat similar. Like, I'm assuming it was intentional to make it familiar to Tomb Raider because that is a beloved game. That is really, a game that people love to turn to and have never had a problem with. So taking a game like this, especially being a new IP, and giving it that feel, I'm sure brought in gamers so much more because of that.
I said this on the stream too, like I don't want to like make this sound as a negative because I don't think it's a negative at all. I found it was kind of like Far Cry Primal, Tomb Raider. They took a lot of the good elements from those games, put it into this. But like when you see other games try to do that, it feels like disjointed and it doesn't really play or feel good. Whereas they really polished it out here and it feels fantastic because I think the gameplay and the bow and arrow skills and all that kind of stuff just it feels fantastic. It works when you want it to work. It does what you need it to do, especially because the combat in this game is really tough. Like, if you alert a lot of these machines, they'll all like gang up on you and start to attack you, and that's kind of a tough one to win. It's hard enough to like fight them one-on-one, but
and
to fight
GKB
like 3
had no
or so.
idea that you could melee in this.
Well, I just didn't use it. To be honest with you, I felt like the bow and arrow was just so good. I didn't want to use anything else.
Yeah, it seemed like, honestly, watching you play it and using the bow and stuff, it seemed almost flawless the way you were able to line it up to shoot these, the robots and stuff like that. Even the jumping and the movement just seemed like you're almost...
It's really polished. Like they did a really good job.
It was a very polished game, and
But you would expect this from like Guerrilla Games, though. They do
Yes,
that. They do that very well.
it
Their
was just
gameplay,
the
their graphics are
story.
fantastic.
The story, I think, was the only thing that truly worried people, and so far, like, what makes the story so great about this game is there's a couple of factors to it. One, you're always questioning what was the actual reason. Like, I'm not going to give anything away to anybody. If you want to know, you either have to go watch the stream or you have to play it yourself. But you're constantly wondering why. Like, why was it? And then you guess theories, and then you're like, well, no, wait, maybe not. That's one thing that I find makes a great story, when you're always wondering and questioning whether or not this is what's going to happen or is this what's going to happen. Two, the voice acting. I do really actually say that there was a lot of great voice acting in this between the characters. And one, I'm sure Fox actually pointed out, and I'm sure she was happy with that, it was Chloe from Life is Strange. So
Hell yeah!
she did an amazing job, and the other actors that were along with it, I find that they all tied each other in, and you feel the emotion from these characters, and that's one thing that pulls stuff like this in together, and then the sounds, the sound effects, the music, and all that. So I personally love this story so far, and I actually want to get off this and actually go find out what happens next. But obviously
Wow, she wants to leave us. Damn.
She wants to go play.
I'm offended.
Yeah, I think also, we saw a lot of the reviews for this game and everything, and I want to touch on this because usually I'm kind of down on like media reviewing the games, but I think a lot of the praise that this game is getting is very warranted and well deserved. I think they did a fantastic job with Horizon Zero Dawn. I even said on the stream today I thought it was the best looking game this gen so far, and definitely plays well. I'm not gonna say it's the best gameplay I've ever played because there's a lot of good games out there.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, like, I'm gonna still hold the reservation until Mass Effect comes out because I think Mass Effect's gonna blow people's minds.
I liked when you said that on the stream today too.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna be its competition this year for sure.
I think it's definitely in a contender for Game of the Year for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
It's in the conversation, even though it's early in the year, and often games that come out this early kind of get forgotten about by the time October, November roll around, but I'd put it in there.
Absolutely. Like, I'm only, 7-8 hours into the game right now. I have no problems talking about, like, this could be a Game of the Year contender for sure. It's just that good.
The game looks great, and I'm pretty sure, it plays well on Nate. And from what I'm hearing, they did it right. But they definitely played it safe because they're going to have Uncharted fans coming over and trying this. They're going to have Tomb Raider fans coming over and trying this. So in a way, they played it very safe because there's going to be a lot of people that are interested. And from what I'm hearing, even like, what's the name of that dude that's doing Death Stranding?
Kojima.
He loves it. He loves the engine. Like, he wants to work with them. And he wants to do Death Stranding, like, with them or something. And I was like, wow, if he's praising it that highly, that's pretty good. Like, they're going to get so many cool points with that just alone.
All the cool
points. I mean, overall, like, it's getting great reviews.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to trying it.
I wouldn't say they were playing it safe. I just think they looked at the games that sell.
I think from a gameplay mechanics, I think they played it safe for sure because it's a lot of mechanics that are in other games. Nothing really like, hey, this is something new and fresh and exciting.
I wouldn't say they didn't play it safe, but at the same time, I wouldn't say they did because it's still
I think they took risks
the game that it is though, it's just that genre. Like we look at, so we could pretty much say that like Uncharted is like Tomb Raider, is like, and then you know, like all the things that are incorporated into this game we see in other games, but that's because they work well together, and to take something out and change it like dramatically would just not work properly. No, like, and we would see that.
I think they took risks, but I think where they took the risk is where Guerrilla totally separated themselves from Killzone and said, we're going to do something completely different. You know, our fan base is like Killzone, but you know what? We're going to throw that out the door. We're going to do Horizon Zero Dawn, this third-person action-adventure game that we've never done before. I think that's a risk to them. But the gameplay
for them, so far, that's a big accomplishment right now.
Absolutely.
With the way that it came out. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's just, if you look at it, we could also say that about Recore as well, because it has the same game mechanics as well. Like, they literally all have the same form.
Yeah, I mean, and Fune's doing a risk, too, like doing that kind of game for sure.
Exactly, and...
I don't say that, but I'm just saying from, like, a gameplay perspective with Horizon Zero Dawn, it's a very safe game.
The type of
But
game
I think them as a developer doing this type of game is very risky for them. Like, because it could have went completely the opposite way, and, you know, they could have got destroyed. But they did what they set out to do, and they made a fantastic game. So kudos to Guerrilla. Really good.
This game is guaranteed.
Buy it, try it, play it.
We'll say that again, Newf.
This game is guaranteed to at least get one game award this year, and that will be the best game featuring a lead actress in a ginger role.
For real, dude. She is a ginger. That's really cool.
I'm sure it's going to be probably PlayStation's Game of the Year. Like, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Like,
unless God of War comes out later this year.
God of War sounds like it's coming out this year, maybe.
I mean, if it does, I don't know.
If that comes out.
I thought it was announced that it was coming out in 2018.
Who knows?
Yeah,
We're going to see an E3.
Yeah, it could change. Never
mind.
There's always the possibility. I just thought that there was a release date of 2018. That's all.
So, one quick question. Does anybody feel like there being children in this game made it a better narrative?
I think... I don't think it made it a better narrative, but what it did was make me care about the character more, especially because I have kids and stuff, so I related, you know, to what was going on with the kid, and as a father and stuff with Roost or whatever his name is. It just, that whole dynamic kind of spoke to me as a father and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it also lets you use dynamic with the actual conversation wheel as well, so that's kind of good because it gives you a chance to act how you might want to act or how you go a different way. Like, you know what, I don't want to give too much away here, but like the one scene with like the bully kid, so you know what I mean?
Honestly, if you're comparing it to that, me personally, I just say it worked for this story. Like, it all depends on the story base that is given in the game. Like, if you take Gears, obviously you're not going to throw children into, you know, like we saw JD where he just quickly grew up. But we were still able to relate to that because we were expecting the grody, gaudy, crazy world of Gears where we wanted the adult him. We wouldn't want to see a child go through something like that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't.
It'd be pretty messed up to see like a 10-year-old wearing a Lancer.
I mean, but The Last of Us, you know, they took a chance with, you know, Ellie and all that kind of stuff and what happened to her.
But I'm just saying, when it comes to adding a child, because I know this is about comments that were being made about children being put into games, it depends on the story that's given. It depends on the atmosphere that it was given. And I think that's how game developers should look about putting children into games. It all depends. But not every game needs it.
Hey, big shout out to Maka in the chat. Thanks for hanging out, bro.
Hey, Maka,
appreciate it.
Thanks for joining.
But yeah, I think overall, I think it's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I think without like spoiling anymore, I don't think we should talk anymore because, I will say it's a very heavy cutscene game too. Like there's a lot of cutscenes and they look fantastic. It just got me more into the world.
Is it a completely, utterly mind-blowing game? No, it is a lot like the games that we have seen previously who have all tried to progress. It is a completely, utterly fantastic game. It's progressing in the graphics and, you know, development of games that we want to see. And that's what we want more games to keep doing. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's we recommend people play it, try it.
Yeah. Give it a go.
It sounds like it's a great game, and I don't have a PlayStation 4, so I won't get to experience it anytime soon, but hopefully in the future. But from what I've seen on the stream and from what everybody said, it sounds like it really is an experience that everybody with the PlayStation 4 should definitely go out there and at least try for right now. What I'm really interested in is what are going to be the opinions of this game in another 2 or 3 months after we have Mass Effect and The Legend of Zelda coming out, Breath of the Wild for the Switch and the Wii U, because both of those games seem like they could really contend against Horizon Zero Dawn. So I really want to kind of revisit this in about 8 weeks and see how it still stands up against those.
Yeah, definitely. That would be a good conversation. We'll bring that up on the show.
Where we see games, we want to see them going.
Yeah, I think it's a good game. Let's get into Foxy Deals.
I'm looking forward to playing that game, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jump like way over there.
All right, Fox, what deals you got for us this week?
This week, I got some deals for you guys from Xbox and PlayStation, so listen up, everybody. On the Xbox side, it deals with gold. They have Forza 6. That's Forza Motorsport 6. And that's the Platinum Edition, $75. They also have Forza Motorsport 5. And I do believe these two were bundled last week, so now they're separate in case you want one more than the other. So that's a Forza 5, and that's a Racing Game of the Year edition. That one's $13.20. So that's a really good deal. We also have Instant Indies Collection, Volume 4, and that one's $22.50. I wrote Destiny the collection, did not write the price. So you guys figure that out, because I love you. But besides that, today is the last day to get the games with gold. So if you don't have those, pick those up. And I do believe that Layers of Fear is already available to download for free. So if you guys want to download that now, that is available.
Should make
over
Foxy,
on the
stream that.
What I did? Layers of Fear? Oh hell no. All right, on the PlayStation side, PlayStation discounts with PlayStation Plus. We do have Dragon Age Inquisition, $16. Star Wars Battlefront, $20. Parappa the Rapper, apparently everybody's favorite game. Parappa the Rapper 2, that one's $5. And The Bunker, that one's $5. And we talked about that one before here on the show.
Yeah.
Online, here are some online deals. Over at Walmart and Amazon, they're both having these kind of deals with the Xbox One S white and black controllers. They also have like Bluetooth and stuff, so you could use them on your PC if you want. Those are $39. Yeah, and that's on Amazon and Walmart.
Nice.
Also found a deal for Horizon Zero Dawn, but it's still $60. So calm down, people. But if you get it over at Newegg, you get a free headset, and that's a limited time offer. I believe probably for like 1 or 2 days.
Oh wow, what's the headset?
I don't know. I didn't look them up.
Oh.
They're probably like they actually, from like the image, because I kind of saw it from a distance, it looked like Triton headset, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
And over at GameStop, we have Dark Souls 3 for the PlayStation 4. That is $20.
Great game.
And also at GameStop they have Mortal Kombat XL for PlayStation PlayStation and Xbox. That one's also $20. And Titanfall 2. Oh man, she was gonna make me want to buy this. Xbox and PlayStation at Walmart for $25.
You better
Titanfall
jump
2.
on that game, girl. No.
You better get on that. I'll do it for game night, but like overall, I don't really care for the game, so yeah.
Red box it. But...
And last but not least, at CD Keys, Halo Wars 2 for $38.39.
Damn,
you guys should pick
low.
that up, cause my brother is addicted to that game. He don't even let me play it.
Oh,
Shoot, I'm
wow.
pulling up CD keys right now.
Yes.
Nice.
$38.39. Have you guys found any deals or anything you want to talk about?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
I heard that the Vietnam map packs for Battlefield Bad Company 2 are free right now.
Ooh.
What? Thank
the
you.
Vietnam.
I'm
Yeah.
downloading that because I had it
Free
on
is
my
good.
ex's account and I want it.
Nobody plays the game anymore, but hey, if it's free, go get it. Right?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. I like that add-on. But yes, thank you for that, Newf. But besides that, if you guys have any deals, let me know on Twitter. And also, I will be sharing everything that I found today on there as well. So follow me at Lady Foxfire. Back to you guys.
Oh, that's awesome, Foxy. I've been looking at a lot of stuff on like Amazon stuff, but it's not anything that's deal worthy. It's like super
No,
expensive crap.
it's all good. From now on, I'm just gonna ask you guys at the end in case you have something.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's too bad that HMV up here in Canada doesn't still sell video games because they're going out of business. They're shutting their doors.
Oh.
And everything.
Ouch.
So, yeah, there goes another giant, just like Blockbuster, man, just
Yeah.
out the door.
Yep.
Digital, it's killing the retailers, man.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, he said Blockbuster. Oh shit.
Going way back.
Way back.
Way back.
Well, that's the last of our retail giants. I mean, for competition on Walmart in terms of movies and memorabilia and music and all that stuff. So,
Damn, I remember Circus City.
Ooh, yeah, Circuit City.
Circuit City. That's where I bought my first HD TV.
Nice.
Oh, what? Rest in
Cool.
peace.
Went back there the next day to buy an HDMI cord, and they were closed.
Overnight.
Man, didn't even tell you.
Didn't even get a friendly note in the mail.
Canadian
Dang.
friends, you might want to send them down to HMV. They might be able to pick you up some of those collector edition movie packages, for dirt cheap.
Interesting.
And your dollar is worth a hell of a lot more than ours, so you'd be able to like saving even more money.
That's true. That's true. Good. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to some Batman leaks and some Assassin's Creed Empire leaks. Who got to see that stuff? Anybody?
Ooh.
Anybody? So there's this.
Who is Batman? No, I'm kidding.
Who is that?
What? There's
I'm
someone named
Batman.
Batman?
So there was like this Reddit post where they
Right.
posted Batman Arkham Insurgency, and if this is fake, like they went to great lengths to put all this info and stuff in there. So I don't know how it's a rumor, it's a leak, whatever. Take it with a grain of salt. But if I was to guess, I would almost think it's probably legitimate. Although I'm kind of confused as to why they would be doing another Batman game when they said that the last Batman game was the last Batman game. So I don't know.
Well, and the ending of the last Batman game was really making it the last Batman
Right.
Arkham game. So I don't know. Is this going like kind of like Arkham Origins, where it's going to be a prequel set in between the standard Arkham trilogy or something? I don't know.
Well, from what they were saying, it's like further on, and it's going to be like Batman and Robin, where you play them. It's going to be like the Court of Owls storyline, which I thought was a fantastic comic book series run there. So I'm excited about that.
The image, he kind of looks futuristic.
Oh, that's
so.
not from that.
Oh, that's not. That's
just a Batman image.
random Batman image. Wow.
Random.
Random.
Did you see they had a release
people,
date?
So he's not futuristic.
Say that again.
It's Batman Arkham Orgasms.
Whoa.
No, I wouldn't mind if they did a futuristic though and did like a Batman Beyond storyline. That would be cool.
Absolutely.
Batman Beyond was
Oh my God, I
amazing.
Yes,
love
it's so
that
good.
friggin-
I would love a Batman Beyond as well.
Yes.
I think I
Especially
saw
staying
something
true to the
about
skin.
a release date,
What is
like March 8 or something in one of the articles. I was like, what?
That's really early. Like that's like right around the corner.
Unless it's March next
Nope.
year.
Or next year, yeah.
Awesome.
It doesn't
A
say a year.
Batman game made on the Arkham engine, but featuring the animated series graphics and the characters.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. I don't know how
Let's
people would like
see.
that. I mean, I think that would be cool.
So, I mean, it sounds like everybody's excited for a new Batman game, regardless of what it is. But I mean, does anybody else feel like we would want Rocksteady to maybe tackle a different
Yes.
DC superhero?
Yes, like Superman
No, I don't like Superman.
or like
Superman or the Flash or
Arrow.
I mean,
Flash.
Green
Ooh, I
Lantern,
wanna see the
despite how
Flash
bad
and
his last
Arrow.
movie was.
I think Arrow would go be right up their thing because he's a very Batman type character.
He
Dude,
is.
Arrow would fit
Yeah.
awesome with the Rocksteady Batman Arkham team.
Yeah, I agree.
I want Arrow
wait.
and Flash. They're like my
gotta-
two main favorites.
What's up, Fox?
Oh, girl, we know. No, I was gonna say I'm gonna correct myself. Supposedly the announcement is gonna happen on March 8, but the game is gonna come out this year in November, supposedly.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what we want. Come on, devs. This is what we
That's
want
what
to
we want.
see. We do. We
That's
want
a
these
quick
games,
turnaround,
but we
though.
want to see games releasing. We don't want to hear about them freaking 20
All right, well,
years
here-
in advance. And then
Here's
them
the other side of
release.
that. Like that's a quick turnaround from Arkham Knight, like number one. So how
Yeah.
much like innovation are they going to do into the gameplay? Not that Batman game. I would love to play another Batman game. Like I will take it in November. Believe me. I'm just saying. Like,
what if other devs were
they didn't spend too
working
much time
it?
on the PC version of Arkham Knight, so
that's true.
Ooh,
That was
but
definitely broken.
This is
Still
the thing,
broken.
though. Like,
sad.
what if by some chance that it's it's other devs working on it, or it's a project that they've been working on for the last couple of years and they were
Alongside of Arkham Knight.
Yeah, it's very well possible that if they have two teams doing it,
Maybe
it's
they have an A and B
possible.
team. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah,
It was
Arkham
much
Knight was a
update.
while ago, so yeah.
I was gonna say, like, Arkham Knight came out when?
2014, I think.
2016. Nah, it can't.
2014, I think, wasn't
I
it?
think it was 14. I think.
No way.
I remember
Find it.
playing
We'll
it right
find
after Titanfall.
That's
I
what I
think.
thought. So
It was fall 2014, so it was like towards the end of 2014. Because I remember for the 2015, when we get our like yearly summary of the game we played the most and all that kind of stuff from Xbox Live, for my 2015 stats, it was Arkham
2015.
Knight was the game that I put the most time into.
Because wasn't it like a release around like
so
E3?
Arkham Knight game. Well, no, that was Game of the Year. It won 2015.
So it came out in 2015.
Oh, wait, you're right. It was June. It wasn't the fall. That was
Yeah.
a summer release, wasn't it?
2015. So it's not that far. It's only like 2 years.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, the game released June 23rd, 2015.
I mean, it's possible. I just, I don't
Look
know.
look at Assassin's Creed games. They freaking were coming out every goddamn
Yeah, but they had
year.
like 3
They had
studios.
separate teams.
Yeah.
True.
Working
But
24
we-
hours a day.
but
Like,
how do we know who all is working for this, like the developer team? Like, we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know what's going on inside these companies and stuff like that. They could have more teams that we don't know about.
yeah. I mean, maybe
And I
it's
find what
possible.
Fox said earlier interesting about the March 8th, we might have a gameplay reveal, because that's the same day as the Shadow of War gameplay reveal. And both of those games are published by WB Games, am I
Ooh,
right?
WB.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yep, you're right.
You are right.
WB is amazing. I love the WB.
Yeah. If they
Yeah,
if they drop another Batman and then Shadow of Mordor this year, that's crazy. Like,
Man, I
That's
need to
crazy.
get me a Superman game before another Batman game. I just want that.
yeah, I agree. I would like them to work on something else. I mean, it's interesting. Let's move on to Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Empire. What did you guys? Did you guys see the image? I'm not gonna put it on screen because I don't want to get like.
Yeah, no, I saw the screenshot. It was like it had like 2 Egyptian statues in the background, and
Yeah, like a little like hallway he was about to walk into. I thought the character
Uh-oh.
looked really cool. He looked very like old school
looked
God of War guy.
Egyptian.
Yes, that's what I want.
My
Egyptian.
I was
Egypt.
waiting for SheWulf to flip out.
I get my Egypt, damn it.
I know.
Hopefully.
That's what-
I
I was annoyed when
they
they did the Assassin's Creed and they're like, "Yo, we're gonna take a year off on the coolest one that's ever gonna come out, like Egypt."
I love Egypt, and I'm so. But what if it's a tease and it's not Egypt? I'm gonna be so mad.
It definitely
Yeah.
looks looks
But
pretty
just
never
cool.
because
know.
an image is
Never know.
leaked doesn't mean
I think-
that's the actual image for.
It says Empire. I wonder if it's Roman.
See.
I'm still waiting for
Roman,
Assassin's
which
Creed
isn't.
game set in the 80s with fucking ninjas. That's what I want. 80s.
Whoa.
No.
Fucking just jumping off the rooftops, like landing on cars and shit and assassinating people. That would be dope ass.
I would play that. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't. I would definitely
Yeah.
play it.
wasn't it? I always felt like the first Watch Dogs was supposed to be like the modern Assassin's Creed. So I
It
don't
felt
know.
like that in the trailers and
It-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I find really interesting about the Egypt setting, if that is actually where we're going with this, is that ancient Egypt, that's set before the very first Assassin's Creed game. So we've never gone that far back in the past. So that opens up a whole lot of narrative for them where they could just basically write their own story and not have it necessarily tie into previous Assassin's Creed entries until the very end. Maybe they could like have some sort of like, tie in like, oh, this is how it all leads to that. But, they don't have to build anything off of what we've seen before.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I don't know. The one thing, let me know if you guys think this too. Like, I like the Assassin's Creed games. I think the one part I would like them to lose is the whole you're in the future and going into the DNA and kind of thing. I would just like to just play the whole story and not get bounced in and out of that anymore.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Syndicate was pretty close to that. I mean, they really didn't
Yeah,
spend
Syndicate.
a whole lot of time in the modern setting at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And less
If
bullshit
it's-
side quests, more focus on a good story narrative where missions feel big and awesome instead of
Yeah.
just so much track this down. You know what I mean? I guess I found it was too easy to get sidetracked into newer titles.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, I don't know, but a lot of people like that at Assassin's Creed, like doing all the side quests and all that kind of. But I mean, it could get daunting though. Like, you trying to clear a whole area before you move on to the next area. Like, I used to do that too, and I was like, oh my gosh, it gets pretty intense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you walk into an area too, and the enemies are like a lot tougher in that area, and you don't really realize, and you're like, man, getting your ass kicked, and it's like, what's going on?
I really hope that with the year off for Assassin's Creed, they fix a lot of the issues. I think Syndicate was definitely in the right direction, and they were moving in a much positive direction for me with that game. I just hope they continue and innovate more and give us something really fresh on this Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just happy it's Egypt. Or at least it better goddamn be Egypt. If it's Rome, I guess it's not too bad.
See, everybody agrees with me. I hate the time travel stuff. Yes, I agree.
It's stupid. Especially
keep me in the Assassin. I want to play the Assassin game.
Exactly.
Well,
like,
I will say in the trilogy, the first 3 games, I thought the time travel, like, the being based in the future and the narrative they had going on there worked really well.
Yes.
But then after that storyline concluded, and what was it, Desmond? Hey, spoiler alert, everyone, if you haven't played Assassin's Creed 3, when he died at the end, then it felt like it was not needed for the future games that came out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hope they fix it. Come on, Ubisoft. Let's do some cool stuff.
It's not good when they do that stuff and then they confuse people. Not good. Sorry. People are gonna move on. So they gotta try to bring their audience back, basically.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think it's gonna sell actually really well, like taking a year off, and everybody like they're gonna show it at E3, and they're gonna be like, everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, look at that, and
Well, and especially if it'll be the first Assassin's Creed that's like made for PS4 Pro and made for Xbox Scorpio.
Yep.
Like just that whole like, we're getting a game that was designed for this newer piece of hardware, that's going to help it sell a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to look fantastic. I can't wait.
Definitely agree there.
So yeah, excited for these games. Hopefully they're good and they come out and all that kind of cool stuff. Let's go ahead and move on to the last topic, and then we're going to get into some questions. So everybody in the chat, thank you for rocking out with us. We love you guys. Start getting your questions ready because we're going to start answering them here very shortly. So we got an announcement like we always do every month, Games with Golds. What did you guys think? I actually think it's a really, really good month, actually.
Oh my god, is it? Sorry, you can go first.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm looking forward to Layers of Fear. I haven't played that game, but I've been interested in picking it up. So now that it's a Games with Gold, I don't really even have to consider it. I'm just going to get it, and I'll play it as soon as I have an opportunity, which will be when I die. And
Whoa.
That backlog, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Evolve, I already have Evolve. I played it twice. It's uninstalled from my machine. Maybe this will reinvigorate the user base, but I'm still not going to jump back into it.
It has
even
DLC.
If it does. No, maybe I'll get the DLC. I don't think I got any of the DLC. For the 360 games, I'm really excited for Borderlands 2. I had that game on the 360, but I had a hard copy of it, and I sold it when I got rid of my 360 a few months back. So I'll be excited to get a digital copy and pop that back in and hop back on that game.
Nice. I agree. I think they're all really solid. I think Layers of Fear is a fantastic, like, creepy. It's a walking simulator. You're not going to fight anything or anything like that, but the story is fantastic. It's really cool.
It's a jump scare kind of game, but at the same time, it has an amazing little story in it, and you have to play it several times to like get all the achievements, endings and stuff like that.
You 100% that, right?
It's creepy.
I did 100% it. I got all 3 endings.
Yep.
She did the DLC.
Yeah, and I did the DLC.
I think
girl's dedicated.
I think like with Mike 2 for Evolve, I think it's going to reinvigorate the servers for a little bit, at least for the initial week or two. People get on there and try it out. It's free. Like I could see a lot of people get on there and playing it. I wasn't a big fan of it, and I didn't pick it up. I thought it was cool, like when I saw the trailers and everything, and then I played the beta and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to spend $60 on this.
It was a great concept that just had the wrong idea. It shouldn't have been the game style it was. It should have been more kind of aliens versus human kind of thing. There's so much that they could have done with this game that they didn't.
The 1 versus 4 thing just didn't really take off.
Yeah, no, it was a very lacklusting game, and it may be fun to go back and play it for a little bit. Maybe it'll be a game night one of these times or something. I don't know.
Borderlands 2 though.
She says that about every game.
I know, I say that about every game. Well, if it's multiplayer, yeah, but
yes.
Borderlands 2 though, like that's a AAA game from the 360 time.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
That's amazing.
That's a beloved franchise right there.
Yeah, it is, and it's amazing stories.
What's up?
And I forgot about Heavy Duty.
Oh yeah,
I bought
Heavy Duty.
that game like I think I got that back in
It's
2006.
Heavy Weapon, by the way.
Or Heavy Weapon. Sorry, Heavy Duty, Heavy Weapon. You know.
Close enough.
But that was a great like kind of twin stick shooter tank game. It was a lot of fun, but don't expect any AAA quality or anything like that out of it. It's a fun little game to waste 5 minutes of your day on. It's not something to sit down and play hours into.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an indie that became an arcade. So basically, it's fine. For me though, don't hate me, people. I'm just being honest. I don't care about any of these games.
Wow.
I mean, I will download them and have them in my,
Borderlands 2?
ready to install. No, I don't. I never liked any Borderlands game. I tried it.
I didn't know that.
I just never liked it. I knew I was gonna get hate for that.
You're not getting hate. I
and
just
then-
didn't know that.
No, it's all good. And then
Did you
Layers
play
of
it with
Fear.
friends, though?
What?
Did you play Borderlands with some good friends? Because if you got the right group, that fucking game takes on a life of its own.
Yeah, it's no fun solo.
I played it with some friends. Now I'm not gonna say they were great friends, and then I played it by myself. So
I bet you if I play it with her, I bet you I can make her love it.
Oh,
Oh
crap.
my
Challenge
God.
accepted.
Come on, I made her love Resident Evil. And
I don't know if she
hates
loved
those
it.
games.
She
Did
definitely
SheWulf?
played it.
She did. She
did
kept
SheWulf
wanting
just
to
put
go-
on some shades, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm cool guy."
Can you not say that you actually wanted to go back and keep playing Resident Evil 7 after we played together?
Mm.
I'm just gonna keep my comments to myself.
Yeah. So,
I don't want you to be right all the time, okay? Anyway, so the games are cool. I mean, I don't have any of them, but I don't care for any of them as well. So yeah,
That's fair.
for me. It's like whatever.
That's cool. Not every month is a killer for everyone, you know.
For me, it's a great lineup. I think it's solid, but personally, I'm kind of like with Fox here. Like Borderlands 2 is a must. Layers of Fear, I might tinker with. As far as the other two, probably not. So that would be my call on it. And I was going to say earlier that I wonder if the developers of Fable Legends, if they took a look at what happened with Evolve, and that sort of may have played into that development stage and maybe the cancellation, because they looked at how that 1-on-4 kind of thing went with that game, and it was kind of.
I'm gonna cut you off right now. No, that game was not. That game didn't have the issues because of.
Yeah, I don't think it was from Evolve. I
No,
think it was just
see-
like they took really too long. They were
The-
spending a lot of money.
Yeah, the way
Just a money thing.
The way I don't want to touch on this too long because it's really a past subject. But Fable Legends, when they did their 1 versus 4, they did it so differently because the 4 characters that actually were fighting the groups, you weren't fighting that one character. You were literally down in the battlefield. The person you were against, the enemy, like the main person you were against,
Yeah, he controlled the
he
whole board.
looked over top of the maps and actually got to choose where the enemies went to fight these 4 guys. Like it was like
Yeah, it was just
It
different
was like an
game
RTS for the bad guy.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
It was more of a money situation, honestly.
Yeah.
Like they were just way over budget and just taking too long, and they just pulled the plug on them.
Going back to the 1v4 dichotomy of gaming, though, there's that Friday the 13th game coming up, presumably sometime soon.
Ooh.
I don't think we have a release date yet. But you mentioned with Evolve that the 1v4 thing didn't really work, but I think with Friday the 13th
it works.
But
right,
that's the
exactly. So I think it's
character.
more just the
The character.
not
like this-
necessarily the idea of a 1v4 in an unbalanced team type scenario, but more the characters and the gameplay mechanics themselves. I think with Evolve there was just something missing that didn't click.
I think what it does in like Friday the 13th is it plays to Jason's strengths, whereas like Evolve it didn't really. You were just in an arena and you just had what you had and that was it. Where like all the gameplay mechanics just really fit for Jason to go ahead and go after these people and stuff like that, and it's really fun, exciting.
Well, also though with Evolve, the problem with Evolved was when you were the monster, you were way too underpowered against these
At the
other
beginning.
4
Yeah, at the
people.
beginning. You
You
had to, like,
had to build
evolve.
yourself up, and it took way too long to do so. So you being that, where Jason, on the other hand, one,
got all
it's
the
a
powers.
beloved story. We all know Jason of being this power. You know, that's
Jason
just the
doesn't kill
horror
people.
story. Again, honestly, I think a lot of games come back to it depends on the story base that's given to the game, whether or not the mechanics work towards those games. And I think a lot of people don't take that into account when it comes to the way that a game plays. It's also got to be the story and everything that ties into it, not just the game mechanics itself.
Well, I think with Friday the 13th, it's more of like a hide and seek type scenario, whereas with Evolve, it was it was
Hunt down
playing
and
the
shoot
time.
them.
If you had a good group of human characters and they could kill the creature quickly, then it was over very quickly. If you had bad human characters that didn't coordinate, then the creature got to level 3 of its evolution, and then it dominated. It was very unbalanced when it came to that. Regardless of the 1v4 unbalancing, it didn't have that sweet spot where there was a good competition between both sides.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I could see 1v4 working in like an alien game too, where like somebody plays the alien and stalks through a spaceship. That could kind of work.
Yeah, going
if
through
you started as like a face hugger and like wandered through and then had to implant somebody and
crazy. That'd be
I just got some memories of the first Alien versus Predator from the late 90s. That was how the Alien campaign started out. You were a face hugger.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cool. Games of Gold looking pretty cool for some of us, not so much for others, but that's okay.
Free games, people. Free games.
Free games are always good.
Messages.
Try out Evolve. Maybe you could find a good team and hook up with some good people, but yeah, if you're doing it on your own, you have to have coordination to be humans, and as the monster, you just have to be up against a crappy human team to win.
It's fun for a drunk night with friends, guys.
Community game time.
Yeah.
SheWulf's like, I don't think so. All right.
Everyone's got to be drunk.
Let's go ahead and go into some questions. So we got one.
Actually, quickly before we do that, we're going to do another giveaway from
giveaway.
Frodo. And again, anyone who got any of those codes that he has released, I believe there has been 3 already, please make sure you guys say thank you. Whether it's on Twitter or whether you leave it here in the comments. Please say thank you if you got the code. Be respectful. But this code is for Astroneer. And
Astroneer.
The question for each of you guys, whoever would like this code, is what was the release date of this indie game? DM me on Twitter and you will win the code.
Nice.
From
there you go.
Frodo, of course.
Is that the game that's still in preview?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Preview.
I almost want to answer myself and win it.
she just wants to keep it, Frodo.
It looks
Sorry.
interesting.
No
It
giveaway.
does. I'm like looking at images and stuff. It actually looks really interesting.
Yeah, it looks like a really fun game. I've heard that there's not really a whole lot of tutorial to it, so you have to kind of figure it all out on your own, but I don't know if that's changed since it released or not.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
So DM me on Twitter if you know the release date for Astroneer.
Now, is that for when it went to preview?
Just
or is that just like...
Literally Google search release date, guys.
I'm thinking it went to preview on that date.
I think so, but it was literally the only date I could find.
Because it's in preview, it's not really a full release. That's why
Send us a date. Or
Send us a date.
SheWulf
Just
the date.
send us a date.
Yeah, I think it launched on preview the same day it did on PC.
Again, it was the only release date I could find on it, so I assumed it was the only one.
So we got a question from PubX Stampa. GKB, would UWP make it easy to port older Windows games to Xbox One, like Halo, Spartan, Strike, for example? I think they have to be built, like with UWP in mind. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to go back and like put them into UWP at some point, but I would just say, are the devs going to put that kind of time and effort into it? I don't know.
I think as long as it's a Windows 10 game, that should be able to work.
Yeah.
But if it's like a Windows 7 store game, I think that might need a lot more work done to it before it can be applied to UWP.
They probably almost have to like rewrite the game or something like that. I'm not a programmer or anything like that or any stretch of the imagination, so I wouldn't know. I would say with any kind of coding and stuff, it's just how much time and effort and how much money they want to put into it, and they could probably get it done for sure.
And we have a winner, guys. That was quick. My thing filled up really quick.
Oh, man, I just DM'd you.
Well, you were wrong. Well, no, you're right. But the answer was December 16th, 2016, and the winner goes to T.A. Razzle. And I did check your profile. He is an Xbox guy. So, congratulations. I will make sure to send you that code, hopefully right now. I gotta find it where... Oh, yeah, it's Discord.
Congratulations!
I begrudgingly say congratulations.
No problem, Pub Stampa. I'm glad we could answer your question, bro. So question from Try Hard Fan. What do you guys think of the whole quotations AAA games are better than niche indie games sort of deal? Gonna be like, I think indies these days...
Define better.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It depends on the person, yeah. I don't know how to answer that.
Depends on the game, like... like
and the developer. So
like,
many things that
Hyper
go
Light
into
Drifter,
it.
like to me, like personally, I think could go up against any game because I just love Hyper Light Drifter that much. But other games, like indie games, are like where it's at as far as like people pushing like gameplay and doing things because they don't really mind going after. They have small teams, small budgets. They're not worried about like losing millions and millions and millions of dollars like big AAAs.
Yeah.
Big AAAs like these days are kind of playing it a little like the keyword safe. because they got to make that money back, or games are gonna get canned and all that kind of stuff. So
what was the question?
the whole like AAA games are better than like indie niche games.
No, honestly, it really depends on one, who you are, like you guys have already said, and two, like
I dare to say like some indie games could rival like AAA games
they
for sure.
could. Like, oh
from
my
a
god,
gameplay
look at Zombie
standpoint.
Vikings. I'm gonna keep bringing this game up because
she loves this game.
I love
It's like
this
Hyper Light
game.
Drifter.
I beat it, and oh my
True.
god, I had the most fun for it because one, it actually had a secret game inside of the game of an upcoming indie game. Two, the dialogue for this was fantastic and hilarious to listen to. It had story, it had gameplay, it had characters. The only problem it had was the 4 co-op.
One thing I want to say is like, because we do a lot of like indie games on the channel and we stream a lot of indie games too, and a lot of the reoccurring thing we get in comments and stuff is like, wow, you guys really made me want to buy this game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's really good.
I think it comes down to the gamer. What does the gamer want from their game? I mean, I tend to lean more towards AAAs just because that's what I want out of a game. I love that, like, Hollywood type, over the top production value and all that kind of stuff. But I appreciate a good indie for gameplay. But I think it also comes down to the definition of what is an indie. Do you define an indie by an independent company who doesn't have a major publisher, or look at a game like Unravel. There are a lot of people out there who would say this is an indie game, but it was published by EA,
Right.
so it's not really an independently published game. There's a little bit of ambiguity when it comes to that.
yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I like AAAs. I like the big AAA experiences like Horizon Zero Dawn and all that kind of stuff. I think they're fantastic. But I think at the same point, like for people that don't have the kind of money to buy all these big AAA games, like getting a couple of these indie games for like $10, and you'll have some really great experiences and some tons of fun. So I'm on both sides of the fence on this one because I play a lot of indie games and I play a lot of AAA games and I love them all. For the most
When
part.
that Xbox Game Pass comes out, you won't be able to use that $10 argument because for $10 a month, you'll have access to 100 games that might all be AAAs.
That's true.
Yeah, like
I'd be like, well, you have to pay $120 a year, okay? There.
it really all comes down to personally what you define as a AAA game, like, or what you define as an indie game, because there's so many games that are coming out that are pushing the ballots now, and they're pushing the boundaries of everything that we know towards gaming to try to make better games, whether it is a AAA title. Like, is it the company? Because the company is like, say, Sledgehammer or Activision, Bungie, it's or a 343. Like, is that what makes this a AAA title? Like, yes, I know someone told me it's the 3As, but
to piggyback on what you said, because Carnage made a good point. He's like, technically Sniper Elite 4 is an indie game because they developed and published it and all that kind of stuff. In a traditional sense, yes. Like today's standards, it's more about the budget and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know.
Game.
Yeah, it's like what is an indie anymore nowadays? Is it defined by the size of the team that developed it, or is it defined by
who publishes it?
The amount of money that they had available as a budget? Like it's very up in the air right now.
Well, especially if, like, say, like, you take what Carnage said and you take Sniper Elite 4 and you put it against Rise of the Tomb Raider and stuff. Really, there is not a huge difference between the game styles. Like, there is so much detail and graphics into both of these games.
From a graphic standpoint, yeah, but from a gameplay, it's a bit different. But yeah.
Well, I don't mean the game. I don't mean the actual game mechanics itself. I mean more or less like the graphics, the way that the game looks and feels. They both feel the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Where
Yeah, sure.
I got you. I know where you're coming from.
So to call one an indie and one a AAA, I'm sorry, but you can no.
I think what it comes down to is I think like indies are drawing like a blur in the line of like what is actually traditionally a AAA and indie game these days. Like I mean they even like pulled like indie title from them. They just call them like games now. They don't want to like put that stigma because it makes it sound like they're not worth your time or effort or anything.
Yeah, and that's not the case.
And I think indie is actually more of an endearing title.
Like look at No Man's Sky. I mean, that was a full retail value game.
Oh, dude, why you gotta bring that one up?
The only reason I bring
ruined the whole thing.
Hey, this is Newf's fault. All right, I see you in the comments of this video, Newf. I see you talking about publishers spending big dollars for ads and marketing and selling a game for $49 and up. And so that to me is like, okay, well, let's look at the sale price then. We've got No Man's Sky. Was that an indie or is that a AAA because of the price it was sold at?
Yeah. I agree.
No Man's Sky was marketed
was
as
backing it.
a AAA title, but in terms, I think it started out intentionally as an indie title. To be honest with you, and then Sony, with very little games to market at that time, just decided to push it in that direction. I mean, they spent a lot of ad campaign dollars on it, and overall, I think it was a bit of a flop and a misstep. But from a marketing standpoint, more of a AAA, but a game standpoint, I think it could have definitely been more of an indie title, and it should have been.
As far as I know, it was actually classified as a AA style game, which kind of makes it that point is kind of funny because it's like, okay, so it's a AAA title, but then if it does like shit, it's now no longer a AAA. Like, come on, guys. Like,
that's interesting.
That's kind of what it's coming. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's gonna sell like shit. So you're no longer a AAA title because
technically that's kind of what it is, though.
Above your belt, dude.
Like when you look up like the definition of AAA today's standards is like budget and the return that they're going to be. So that's kind of what AAA is. Where, I don't know. Like this is.
It was sold and marketed as a AAA, but it honestly should have been an indie title. Yeah. You probably would have enjoyed.
I absolutely agree.
Bottom line.
This could be an endless loop. I'm just being honest because I agree with you guys both, and you guys all have great points. But at the end of the day, it depends on what you think it's better, a AAA or an indie. So it all depends on your preference because you're the one spending your money on it.
Let's be honest.
Enjoy games for games, whether they're indie or AAA. I mean, I liked my text-based RPGs back in my 10D1000 back in the 80s.
Oh my god! Just stop talking.
I have the perfect. I was gonna say I have the perfect way to quickly end this and move on. It's straight up. They both work just as hard to create their game.
Yeah.
They all deserve the achievements and the recognitions that they deserve for creating the game. If you like it, you like it.
Whether it's AAA or
Agreed.
Just play the games. Have a good time.
Yeah. Well said, SheWulf.
Thank you.
The kudos I give to indie games and the developers in general is the fact that
we were moving on. Why are you
let him finish.
They're far more creative with their ideas because they don't have the restrictions and the fucking marketing bullshit that come with the big publisher stuff.
I agree.
So we've seen a lot more ingenious ideas in the indie scene over the last 3 years, in particular, than we've seen in play stuff.
Speak the truth, Newf. You let him know. I agree with you, bro. 100%.
Don't make me bring out that macho man.
So I'm going to take this one last question because I think it's really interesting from two. What do you guys think about Xbox having a smaller booth this year at E3 in a different hall? I think it's cool, closer to other game booths. I'm not worried about what they have done. I think it's strategic, honestly. I think they're going to be around a lot of publishers and developers and stuff like that, and I think a lot of the games that are going to be on Scorpio and shown off are probably going to be from them around there. So they want it to be close, be able to answer questions, be in everybody's face. I think it's strategic. I don't think there's anything to do with it being smaller or anything like that.
Here, I'm going to sum it up for you. Sony's going to waggle a 4-inch dick in a 20-inch box, or Microsoft's going to waggle a 10-inch dick in a fucking 12-inch box. That's how it's going to work.
No chills.
No chills. No chills, Newf.
Jesus.
Newf off the defender.
Everybody understands that principle.
Yes. Yes, we do. But yeah, I think I was just dying. I was just laughing. I knew where he was going, and I was like, "Oh crap, here we go."
Hey, it's not the size of the booth that matters.
Exactly. She went for the faces.
And now I can't say anything after that.
Yeah, no, I have no comment.
Maybe I'll make my own video about it, guys. Stay tuned.
That's not your Xbox.
I really don't think like it's a big deal, honestly. I think people like read into things just because I think they're going to be fine. They're going to be showing off new hardware. Switch is going to be showing off a whole bunch of stuff. I'm really, honestly, more interested in what Sony's going to do than the other two because we kind of know what they're going to be bringing as far as like hardware-wise.
I'm more interested in the press conference that we're going to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Than what they have over there for you to play and stuff like that.
I want to see what they all are going to bring and what's going to surprise us to want to actually.
Hopefully, we get some surprises.
She's gonna take a nap again when she's watching Ubisoft.
I did fall asleep during Ubisoft. Oh my god!
Hey, if that Assassin's Creed Egypt comes on during the Ubisoft conference, she'll be waking up.
I'll text her. I'll make sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I fell asleep, but
Don't
I just want the press conferences.
VR.
What?
Say it again, Newf. You're kind of
Sony's going to need all that extra space for all the people puking and tipping over with the VR promos.
Oh,
That's interesting. They might need more space for VR. You're right.
Yeah.
They got a lot more crap to show off overall. You know what I mean? Like, because they got so
Yeah.
many platforms and stuff. So.
But
Yeah,
at the
that's a
same
good point,
time,
actually.
can we take this into consideration as well, though? The fact that it's a smaller booth, could it also be the possibility they don't have as many new games to show because they are doing a major focus on the Scorpio?
I think this is a weird subject. Like, I think first party wise, yeah, they might not have a ton, but I think where they're positioning themselves, I think they're going to have a lot of like third party support. So I think that's why they're positioning themselves where they're going to be.
I just mean like that. Like obviously, booths are for people to play the games and so on and so forth. But just because they have a smaller booth does not mean it's a bad thing, and that there is a lack of. It just means that they could possibly be focusing on other things than just a whole bunch of I guess exclusive titles. Like we're hoping to see all these exclusive titles released. So
Yeah. I think everything's gonna be fine, guys. Let's enjoy E3. Let's have a good time. Don't worry about it.
let's wait and see.
Let's see the hardware. Let's see the games, and then we'll talk about it
yeah,
afterwards.
we'll have an
You
exclusive
walk in
from
with a measuring
Phantom.
tape and go, "This show's going to suck because you came up 4 feet short." Come on.
I think everything's fine, guys. I think it's gonna be a fantastic show. I'm really excited for it. So, with that, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna let all these awesome gamers shout out their stuff and what they got going on. What you got going on, Newf? No chills, Newf.
You know what, man? I'm going to be spending a lot of time on Horizon Zero Dawn, I would say,
Same
for the
here.
most part. And there's a few other games. Like I said, my back catalog is still pretty large. I'm trying to work through Ratchet and Clank, believe it or not. So a couple of PlayStation titles. I know I'm here in the booze right now, but there's a lot of stuff on the Xbox One I haven't really gotten through yet either. Like I still want to get through Forza Horizon 3, and there's just a ton of games, man. Like the list goes on.
I agree, man. Tons in my backlog for sure. What about you, Mike? What you got going on, dude?
Well, I've been incredibly busy at work the past couple days, so I haven't had a whole lot going on beyond that. But outside of work, I'm going to be pumping in a lot of time into Mass Effect 2 and then Mass Effect 3, getting ready for Andromeda. Other than that, I don't have any plans. I'll just go with the flow and see what's going on, what other people are playing, and what they invite me into.
Nice, bro. I feel you, man. Work has been tough for me too. What about you, Fox? What's going on?
Well, just like you guys, got to get back into that gaming, working on that backlog. But besides that, check out my last video. It was about Call of Poopy, believe it or not. So if you want to hear me talk about the latest rumor about that, check out my channel at Lady Foxfire, just like here. And of course, I will be posting all the Foxy deals over there on Twitter. Last minute Foxy deal right now, Hyper Light Drifter is $12 on Xbox. It's on sale as well. I did not see that. So you guys should check that out.
Nice. I'm going to get into SheWulf here in a second, but everybody, we have Discord too. Come join our community on Discord. We have a blast in there. We talk a lot of crap, show off a whole bunch of stuff, and it's a good time. Come join our Discord. We're going to have everything in the description below. What do you got going on, SheWulf?
So I might have a couple more podcasts I'm doing this week.
A couple more? Nice.
Yeah, I might have a couple more. So make sure you watch my Twitter and my Discord to find out exactly where I'm going to be this week. But
Nice.
other than that, you can find me on Twitter and Xbox Live at xSHEWULFx with a U, not an O. Everyone's welcome to add me. I'm very talkative, chattive, whatever. And you
All the
can see our
additives.
cool Buffy gifts that we like to do. Well, we haven't done in a while, but
Keep
hey.
that at Discord. Dang it.
It's
You
been a
can-
minute.
Oh, wait, you can put gifts in
Don't do it.
Discord.
Don't do it.
Oh, it's going down.
Ban
was
Hammer is
thinking
coming.
Twitter. I was thinking
We're
Ban
going
Twitter.
to
Hammer is
copy up
coming.
that Discord channel right
Yeah,
now.
we are. Yeah, we are. I was only thinking Twitter, but now you just reached to a whole
That's
new
right. I
level.
got Ban Hammer there.
And
Cool.
of course, make sure you watch this week, as I'm sure we'll be doing more live streams as well.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
So we've been doing that a lot lately, trying
Been
to
having a lot of
interact
fun.
with everybody. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Other than that,
Cool.
new videos releasing as well. Check out the new reviews from a couple of indie games. We got Rise and Tide coming up next. We had Rise.
Riptide?
What?
Riptide, you mean?
Riptide. I'm thinking Rise and Shine. We
That was a
had-
good game. That was a good review. I like that one.
Yeah, Rise and Shine.
There was that one. We had Zombie Vikings, and we will have Riptide coming up
Yes.
in the next couple days. So make sure you guys check that out.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? I'm
Nice.
GKB, the governor. Thank you for rocking out on the show. We had an awesome chat today. We love you guys. The community is fantastic. We're going to be on Xbox Nation, Shop Podcast, doing community game time. maybe if everything falls into a line. Then back on the console corner doing videos, all kinds of cool stuff. Make sure you drop into Discord. It is a fantastic time in there.
Yes, I'm in there, so it's cool, guys. It's cool.
Foxy brought us up a couple levels being in there, so so thanks everybody. We're gonna be streaming. You've been fantastic supporting the crap out of us, and we love you guys. So we will see you next time.
Oh wait, one quick thing I forgot. I thought Fox was actually gonna mention it. We have Ladies' Night
Fox?
coming up on Monday.
Oops, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, so make sure you guys
Nice.
tune in at 8 o'clock for. Oh my God, I have too many podcasts this week.
Well, you better get 'em
Anyways,
done.
we got Ladies' Night coming up, so check that
Yeah,
out
Ladies'
for
Night Monday. You'll see it on Twitter. No worries.
Yes,
Yeah.
no worry.
Love you guys. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.